Buonasera tutti, good evening, and welcome to Fate's Grip, episode 13, Shift.
What?
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 When?
I wanted to make sure I enunciated that title, just in case.
Shift.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Like
a
that.
Fast and the Furious episode.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Maybe
too
in
fast,
cars.
too furious.
Is that a TTRPG? Does that exist?
Because you make it Fast and Furious.
Wait.
Fast and the Furious RPG.
Maybe.
Maybe we should do that as a one shot.
The
Why are you here,
dwarven,
adventurous?
the dwarven runesmith gives you a door handle that you
Yeah,
can
did you just change
take
our entire session?
2.2 seconds
Diesel.
less time to get into your car.
We drive my car into outer space.
Where are we? We're in Brisbane. Brisbane.
Sounds like it's about family.
We are in the...
No, because you know, we're a family.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. We drive up into the sunset.
It's been a
Sounds like, yeah. Does anyone want to see a Fast and the Furious one shot?
That
was
nice.
I would be DMing that. I don't know how to do that.
I don't
Not
know how I would do
necessarily.
it. I don't even know how I'd play that.
I think it's leading up to the race, you know. Leading
tell
up
you.
to,
We'd need like mics in our cars so we can talk to one another.
Oi.
Start by
Hey, thanks for the
quarter
follow,
of a mile
Blue.
at a time.
No, psionic,
Dabba-dee-dabba-die.
psionic communication in cars.
CD whispers. Oh,
Nice.
that's a thing I'm going to have to look out
If you're a
You didn't
Warforged,
do
you
that.
are the car.
for. The sweet chair sound.
Yeah, sometimes it sounds like farts.
That was your knee.
No,
It's your
I
gout.
can.
Yo, gout knee creaking.
So we've got some shout-outs.
sorry, man.
I love this.
Quick, back on track. Quick, find the rails.
Shout-outs include our Ko-fi. If you would like to support us and make this room better and more blazingly beautiful, you may...
I'll do
the
that.
doctor's turned up.
Hey, doctor.
Oh, no.
How you doing?
Oh, no. You can donate to our Ko-fi.
Whoa, not you specifically, doctor.
No,
Just
no.
anyone in general.
Yeah, sorry, we'll go back timey-wimey. And okay, we're back.
Timey-wimey.
Wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey.
Yeah.
Do you have children?
No, like Doctor Who.
Like
Baby
Doctor
Tennant.
Hey.
Come on, bro.
Yeah,
Still
you don't watch that.
I will exterminate you.
No.
I will exterminate you.
It's going to be okay. I'll put him down later.
Anywho, Ko-fi is a thing. Also, we are on YouTube and we are on Apple Podcasts and we are on Spotify Podcasts. So get your ears and eyes open because we are all there. So we upload these things after the fact. So get listening, get watching. See if you've
Get
missed
doing.
anything. So that's amazing. Oh, I love to be amazing. No, keep it as amazing. It's great.
Wow.
Very
You've
sexual.
guilted someone.
No, I love it. So that's my shout outs for the evening.
What is wrong with you? Are you okay?
I'm fine.
I got one. Let's
Please.
shout out to our friends over at Last Hold Games. I was super chuffed with this miniature, which, if you have a quick look, features my head. We met them amazing people. Where were we when we met Last Hold Games?
We were at PAX.
Tabletop Con.
Tabletop.
No,
yeah.
the first one was PAX.
No, that first one was PAX, the next one was Tabletop Con.
Gosh, Michele.
I know.
Either way, they're awesome people. They scanned our heads and turned us into these 3D miniatures. They're super cool. It's grown on me. I haven't got sick of this. I've become very, very fond of it. I'm looking forward to one day painting it. I know I say that a lot, but it's a whole thing I want to be very good, so I'm going to practice and get good at painting before I paint it. But yeah, please check them out. It's definitely worth connecting with them. And if you're at any of the conventions coming up and you get the opportunity to talk to them, have a chat, sit down, let them scan your head in 3D. Last Hold Games.
Amazing. That's very sweet, Time Doctor.
Very sweet.
It was a pleasure to talk to you during GaryCon. Which, speaking of,
Go.
GaryCon. Huge shout out to everyone involved with GaryCon. Heath, the mastermind behind GaryCon, GaryCon Australia did an incredible job. Hosted 4 days worth of TTRPGs. I had the honour of playing with someone I've wanted to play with for a really long time, which is Ellen Graham from Roll to Cast, who was my DM and got to play Kids on Bikes for the first time. Lot of fun. Very, very out of control. I got to play with Sean Sunday from Brainbeast Studios. I got to play with MVCDM, GFD, Neth as well. A bunch of people. It was so much fun. It was absolutely ridiculous. It was basically like an adventure about where drop bears.
Of course it was.
And the cure was emu eggs being smashed on people.
Of course. Love
It was
it.
great. It was not emu, echidna.
Ah.
Echidna milk
Oh,
was the
that's
joke that
sad.
was thrown around. Echidna milk. Our town was
Echidnas are
famous
cute.
for like the thing about Kids on Bikes. We'll have to do it at some point. Is like you build the world as a group.
Yeah.
So like you ask it like each player a question. And you're like, tell me the name of where we live. And like you come up with that, and then the next person comes up with the next part, and like
We're gonna have
it
to do
gets
that part on stream.
no,
Anyway.
it gets
We all
like
behave.
unhinged so quickly. So like our name was Thornalade in Old South Wales, and we were famous for uranium mining.
Oh, nice.
That's something to be
One of
famous
those,
for.
one of those three things is happening.
Yeah.
No, I didn't come up with any of that. I had to come up with an association that existed within the town, and I called it the KPA, which was the Kangaroo Punchies Anonymous. And it was a support group for people that had been punched by Steve, the local kangaroo.
Oh, so I thought I was going in a very different direction.
Yeah.
Fun fact: I almost got in a dust up with a kangaroo today.
No.
Yeah, there's like 200 of them, fucking giant rats.
You managed to
That's,
talk your way out of it.
Hello,
I
D.
gotta drive down
Hello,
past
D.
them every day, and when it rains, they go a bit spazzy. And they hide in all the gardens. And I was walking back to my car, and one of them sprung out of the bush and was like,
Nearly hit a possum last night. I had to slam on my brakes. It was
I've been practicing my slap. Don't you come near me.
"Yeah."
Hey, Lone Wolf James.
Hello, Lone Wolf. Look.
Did, but now it's a new campaign with new characters. Welcome back. Surely you have a shout out.
Shirley.
Surely.
Don't do that. I'm not Shirley. We are
even said
going
Shirley.
to
Roll the tape.
Supernova at the Gold Coast. We are guesting, and we are having a panel. We are on a panel where we will have these characters doing an amazing one shot, and you get to roll the dice, and you get to also choose certain journeys that these lovely people will have
It'll be on
during
April
that
the
time.
13th. D.
And there will be prizes. We love this for people who are chosen and roll some dice. Yeah.
It was a lot
That's
of fun,
fun.
last time. It's you'll see it on the program soon. I think it's on Saturday, the 13th of April. I feel like it's at 2:00. I could be wrong. But yeah, D&D, but you were all for us with Fate Script is what it's called.
It's pretty cool. And also welcome MVC, welcome at D20. Good to have you here.
Oh yeah, do we still have the D20? Man, ban D20.
No, he's a sweet
I'm
man.
sure it's
Don't
still
ban him.
deep within.
Here's a sweet
But
man.
keep him on, he's good.
Robbo. Jesus.
Anything
Hey,
else?
Ardent Roleplay. They're good people. You should check them out. If you like the augmented reality and you want to level up your games, you can do so by subscribing to Ardent Roleplay. Basically, what you can do is use a creation kit to build scenarios that your players can see just by holding up the cards. If we happen to use one tonight, you'll get to scan it through our stream as well and use the spectator code. It's pretty heckin' cool. Yeah, check them out. They're great. If you use the code FATESCRIPT, you get 20% off.
Beautiful.
Love
Excellent.
it.
All right. Anything else?
Long weekend coming up.
Oh, yeah.
The chances for BG3 Bardcore are very high. Last session, you missed Promethean getting absolutely yeeted off a cliff with
Excellent.
Thunderwave.
Oh, I thought he did that to you. Was it revenge?
He did that to us, but then Ham was like, it's time for revenge, and he didn't realize that where he yeeted him from was actually like it would have been insta-death in-game, and it was insta-death in this game as well. It was funny as. It was great. We accidentally killed Will. Accidentally. It was great. We're
Goodness.
doing an evil run, so it's been fun.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, kill everyone.
I didn't do nothing with Will. Just left him in camp.
There's a really brutal scene if you steal the idol from the Druid Grove.
Mm.
Cutscene is... It's a lot to watch.
Spoilies.
Cool. Excellent. Didn't do that. And, yeah.
Maybe don't,
Okay.
unless you're doing an evil run.
Okay. Will do. Didn't know how to. Anyway.
It was
let's-
very like, am I sure I want to live with these consequences?
Mm,
That sounds like my kind of.
Run, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like my run.
beautiful.
You have to finish your first one first.
Mm.
Yes. Well,
So
that's-
do you.
Helldivers.
yes. Hello, Ham.
Spreading democracy.
Speaking of people that are eating people off cliffs, welcome, Hamish.
Hey.
We're going to recap now, though, and get into some Dungeons and Dragons. Shall we?
Yes, yes, DM. Please feed us the story.
Well, you were heading out towards Korth
For you, Lone Wolf Game.
when you decided to see out this mystery of Vedica. Many questions were answered as you delved into the home of the mayor, finding him, Captain Gerald, and Avalea, the Archmage of the 12, dead, and a figure, Lord Dorez, experimenting on them, gaining power from them, killing town guards with his invisibility and speed. Kailani pushed Captain Troon off the ledge into the chasm below this basement of a room.
Evil Captain Troon.
Yeah,
And
the
you-
evil Captain Troon. Thank you very much.
And you all left, a curse of a word of a part of a quest upon you all, which Lila, in grief, had promised to attempt to dispel. And is Lila really okay? Mentioning that Avalea is soon to visit to save Vedica. So,
Making our way downtown.
Literally, I don't know if I'm back yet.
Yeah. Out the gates,
It's all you guys.
on the road.
List your mates.
No copyright.
No copyright.
it is Lone, yes, it is. So, as you, or most of you come together, you overhear that conversation of Lila mentioning about the return, or at least the visit, the first visit from Avalea, the Archmage. Locke, do you want to describe on your way back what you are doing as you head back towards Lila's home?
Yeah, so I have headed out to see our friendly dwarves from the Mora Holds, and they also are part of
House
House
Tarasco?
Tarasco.
Sure was.
To pick up some silver shavings.
Which you had a small bag of now.
Yeah.
Lovely.
And also some. Just had a quick chat to them and reminded them of the events that had passed with dealing with Lord. I think I wrote this wrong. Dorez.
Dorez, correct.
Dorez.
Yep, you got that right.
But not elaborating on the curse or anything like that.
Correct. Lovely.
Also picked up. I don't know if I did that yet. I was getting the. No, I already got the salt, I think it was.
Yes, you did.
Parchment paper.
Yep.
And I think that was really about it.
The mini shopping event was had.
Yeah. And then after I
Shopping
had
spree.
shared a couple of pints with the dwarves,
You did.
I would head my way back. I think. Did I ask them about the airship?
You hadn't asked them, but you can if you'd like, to in terms of transport to Korth.
To Korth, yeah.
Sure.
Just striking up this conversation, see if that was a quick way to get to. Because it was many weeks that would take to.
Correct. To traverse,
To
yes.
traverse by foot or
Correct.
cart would be
A little less than that.
still a couple of weeks.
Yes. The answer from Finkel was yes. You can acquire and hire the airship, though the terms would be of coin in to compensate for the magic that entails and keeps the airship aloft, and the ever-concentrating House Lyranda ally that keeps the air elemental high and busy.
Are there herbs I can get to keep that cost down? How much at interest?
Per day, it would end up being about 50 gold.
How many days travel would it be?
They could promise 2.5 weeks.
2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
Geez, how long would it take by cart then?
A good month and a half. It'd be about double that time. Because
2.5
you're going
weeks.
directly over the Nightwood, so you don't have to go around the Nightwood, which is a much longer journey.
It's 10-day. Eberron, what's the week by?
It's a 7-day week.
It's 7-day.
What if we just
And at the moment, Locke is not with you when he's discussing these.
What? So we would pay, obviously, for if it's 2 weeks.
And that includes a good room on the airship, food, your clothes being washed and ready for a new day, any other amenities that you need.
Yeah, 2.5 weeks. So what's that? 7 is 14,
About 17 days.
17 days, and we get that extra day free, right?
Yeah.
Because it's 7 days.
It would be.
only
It
3
would end up being about 850 gold pieces for all of you.
850 gold pieces, right? 800 because we dropped that day.
You can make a persuasion check to try and reduce that to 800 if you'd like.
We round down for ship travel.
So what are you saying? We round down for shit travel.
Perception. Sorry.
Persuasion.
My persuasion's pretty good. 21.
800 it is.
Woo. 750.
Imagine that's exactly what just happened. You're just like, woo! When you're like, oh, yay.
I still don't think we can afford that. I'll thank him for that. And let him know if we can take him up. If we can take him up on the offer.
Of course.
I'll even be like, hey, it's a bit steep for us at the moment.
No problem.
Considering we're doing the good work for Corvair. And I think I did mention I was going to pass by the infirmary just to see if there was any of the wounded soldiers that made it back.
Yep. And you are on your way there now.
Yeah.
As this conversation between Kailani and Lila is occurring. And you are all with, or at least around this conversation. Maury looking along this Aranel elf with this translucent white skin, curious and a little reserved from what he still remembers from that room in the basement of the mayor's home. And Lila continues, and she says to you all, yes, once the Archmage Evalea arrives, we will be able to formulate a plan and be able to unleash that upon Vedica, and hopefully, with her help, we can finally rid the undead, Vedica of the undead here.
Am I correct in understanding, like, the last thing I said to her was, we've already seen her?
It's almost like she ignores that as she formulates almost a plan of her own, and she says, if we do end up there, we'll be able to hopefully use divine magics. It is in radiant spells. There's a particular type of spell, or at least turning of undead that can be salvaged and harnessed. And no one is better than that than the 12.
I'm going to look at my other two friends that are there currently. We saw her, right? We had a full conversation with Avalea while Lila was there.
Yeah, vaguely, yeah. I mean, I was just kind of around at the time. I wasn't contributing much. But yes.
Yeah, what's wrong with your head? Are you under like a magic curse or something as well?
Lila looks a little weirdly towards you, this furrowed brow. I'm only speaking what I remember us talking about only moments before. I don't understand.
No, she showed up with the dwarves, and we had a conversation about how she wasn't happy with your actions, and we defended you and said that you were really helpful and that, you should kind of be rewarded for your actions. And she was like, no. And then she went back And then you were like, I'm going to leave the administration. And we were like, okay, cool, we'll escort you to Korth.
She
Do I remember any of that?
she almost got through that entire explanation, ears wide and listening, but then her eyes gazed towards the door, distracted, and her eyes looked down. So I'm sorry to cut you off, but she's here. If I may, and she walks toward.
One moment, stop. I'm just
She
gonna.
stops.
If she doesn't pull away, I'm gonna just feel her forehead, and see if she feels unwell.
Making a medicine check.
Just gonna take my hat off and put it in my cloak.
Also, like while I'm kind of close enough to do that to her, I'd be looking to see if like she had any sort of like a, when people are under magical effects, and they're like almost got like a soullessness to their eyes.
Yep.
Kind of looking for that as
Sure.
well. Medicine. Jeez. Hey! 21!
Jeez, 2 over 20.
I'm a medicine woman.
Okay,
There is
Queen.
Have a good night, Lone Wolf. Thank
Take
you.
care, Lone Wolf. There's no indication of fever, clamminess. Her skin tone looks normal. She looks alert. Her eyes don't seem like they are drooping, gazing off in any particular direction. Her eye color is normal.
Doesn't look like she's under like a magical effect or something.
From what you can see, no, though your recent interaction with Captain Troon also didn't really, you couldn't discern if he was or wasn't, but
Hey, I didn't make that check, Michele. Don't blame me.
he ended up being such. So you can't be sure of that with your medicine check, but you definitely know that she's not unhealthy. As she takes another step towards the door and she...
Oh my gosh. You're so clammy. You sure you're feeling all right?
Deception check.
$19.
Right. Bear with me while I find my d20.
If you would like one, I have about
Oh, there it is.
50.
All good. Only. All right. She puts her hand on her own forehead and looks at her hand. I am a little
You warm?
shaky as to the past day's events, but
Have you eaten today?
I have, yes. Oh, perhaps I just need to eat. Well, maybe we can eat together when I let her in. She has arrived. Avalea is here.
Cool.
I shan't keep her waiting. She's one of the 12.
Okay. We're coming in with you, I assume?
She's coming into the home.
Oh, right. Yeah, we're inside the home. Sorry, this entire situation is very confusing.
It shouldn't be. It's quite straightforward. And she starts to still head towards the door.
Great. I'm gonna.
Right, how about you hold up for a second? You're acting weird. There's too much weird stuff going on. Is this something to get you to drop those, like, wards on the house?
Yo, that might be incredibly smart thinking.
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
Holy. Can I peek out the window? Like give a little curtain? Boop.
There are no curtains, but you can shuffle.
You can boop.
Yeah, you can book if you want to. You can make a perception check as you
You
lean
leave your
over.
book behind.
I do want it to be a stealthy book.
Well, then just do a stealthy check.
Just start
Stealth.
crawling towards the window.
It is a 16.
A 16.
Creeping up as soft-footed as I
Boot
can.
check. Correct.
I got those dwarven leather boots.
Yes. As soon as your gaze
There will always be.
reaches outside the window, and you just start to make out some graying hair that's tied up in a bun, she looks directly at you. Nat
Good.
20, sorry.
Oh, nice. We're
And
making
she-
eye contact.
Yes. And you see a slightly older looking person, tall, exactly how you remember her, with her hair up in a bun, a regal robe. Well, it's more of a graying dress, but it looks regal on her. She's looking back at you without emotion, but expectantly, it seems. Her eyes just raise a little.
I'll go. I'll wave. I'll just. Yeah, it's her. Well, it looks like her.
Lila says,
I'm not here.
as you can see, and she looks at you, Ren, and says, if anything, she will strengthen the guards on this home.
Sit down in a comfortable position and just watch this unfold. Because, like, I was quite mean to her. And I feel like maybe there would be a visible reaction to seeing someone as annoying as me again. So I'm just going to be watching for that.
Cool.
At the end of last episode, I grabbed some flour in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Can I grab a small amount of that and just throw it on the ground in front of the door,
Sure.
like on the inside before it opens?
Okay. As you toss a little bit of flour on the ground, it forms a thin layer, and Lila looks down but doesn't disturb it. She looks towards you with a curious look, but she doesn't argue it. The door opens, and a rush of cold wind comes in, still not disturbing the flower, but you can see the dress billowing a little bit, and you can see in front of you the same person that you remember seeing underneath House Jurasco, as House Jurasco's medicine hospital, here in front of you. And she strides in. Her foot touches the threshold, and she takes another step. She looks down at this carpeted floor, disturbing the flower. It moves a little as she twists her foot on it.
Does the footprint look like what her feet look like?
Looking down, they do. She's wearing heels, and they are reminiscent, or they are exactly the same footprint. And she takes another step in and closes the door behind her. Lila gives a small bow and says, "Welcome, Archmage. It is good to see you here, and you are welcome. Here are my companions."
Hi again.
Avalea looks towards you. You can see the same power flowing from her, even without the wind buffeting from the outside. You can
She
see.
hiding her hands? She hiding her hands?
No, her hands are crossed, but they're not
They're
hidden.
not like in the sleeves or however they were the first time we saw
No.
them? Sus.
She gives you a look up and down, neutral, and says,
Whoa.
"I do not recall meeting you."
Not the entire conversation that we had about this is your daughter, right? Lila?
She looks towards Lila, who her eyes widen in shock. And she looks up and says, "Mother, I didn't tell most of them.
Oh, no, you did when we saw her splayed open body in the cave.
Immediately, sitting next to you, Avalea appears,
Oh,
as though
God.
from one point to another, a fluid motion of quickness.
Is that not illegal?
She didn't disappear. It's almost a blur as her arm gently goes around you, and she speaks slowly but with purpose, and she says, "Where was this? Where did you see me?"
In the cave under the... Yeah, under the mares.
Demon cave.
Yeah.
Okay,
Why-
do you have like glass slippers? Is that something you normally wear?
They are.
And that ring as well.
Then why would we have that? Who says that? Lila, you've got them. Why do you have them?
She reaches into her pocket and pulls out, indeed, a ring. but you can see the same ring on the finger of Avalea. Avalea looks at it.
If you're like all powerful and stuff, surely you can just have a little peek, see what we saw.
She closes her eyes, Avalea, briefly, and then opens them again and says, Lila, please wait outside.
Why? She can be here.
Because I got some killing to do.
She was there. It's nothing she hasn't seen.
Though you speak those words, Lila has already started to go upstairs with a small bow. Silently. And Avalea stands up again and walks around the room. As she does, she composes herself, as it seems, and sits down on an opposite chair, looking towards you all. Like you end up at the infirmary.
God, this beer good.
And you see some of the injured soldiers that you recall seeing. What are you specifically wanting to do there?
I was just seeing if any of them made it back, because from the events of what's just happened to corpse construction monster.
Yep.
It's not even like a day or two, right?
No, about a day.
About a day, actually, 24 hours. I'm just seeing if any of the guards made it to the infirmary from that, or if the one from that I may have saved from the cellar has made it there.
Got it. So you're looking for the guard from the cellar, but also which other injured?
Just any of the injured that we saved from
Torres.
the corpse machine thing.
Oh, so
Corpse
from
cellar.
the cellar as well.
Yeah.
Any of those. Got it. Okay. As you go around this infirmary, interestingly enough, you ask around, and there doesn't seem to be anyone recollecting bringing injured or dead in from that event.
Yeah, so neither the cellar nor the... I only expected maybe one coming back from the cellar.
No one has
Yeah.
returned. The dwarves, and this is at the House Durasco, because that is where the infirmary lay. None of the dwarves, the dwarf healers, recollect bringing any recently injured in.
Is there like the healers that are inside the infirmary or the house itself, is there like a high priest or something like that?
That is Finkel.
Oh, Finkel is.
That is Finkel himself, yes.
All right, so I've already told him about the unnatural undoings downstairs.
Correct.
Is there any way to get some healing potions from this place?
There is a small shop, almost. Well, it's at the atrium of the hospital. They do seem to have a few potions of healing, anti-poison potions, a couple of rarer types of potions, very much cure wounds types of things, but more powerful versions. They are displayed with prices on them. Any particular budget you're on, or any particular potion you want?
Pretty tight budget.
So just to give you some idea, healing potions that are minor are 50 gold pieces each. They are 1d4 plus 2 healing. So those are the most affordable. There are plenty of them, enough that you could have your fill. 100 gold gives you potions of greater healing, and then 500 for potions of superior healing, and then but there aren't any.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh! Hello, Breen.
Hi. Hello, Breen.
Hello,
Breen. Shit.
Yes, you get that all the time. Sorry, we're just very excited to have everyone here. Hello, thank you very much for the raid.
Welcome.
It's a great pumpkin raid.
It's good to see you again. I hope.
pumpkin
What were you
party.
playing? I hope you have been enjoying all of the games. I have been lurking in your stream a little bit, and I get your notification all the time, and it's good to see you.
Thank you so much,
stopping
everyone,
by
for
and
joining.
bringing your peeps with us.
Enjoy some D&D. It is a mini shopping event that Locke is currently on, doing some potions.
Solo shopping event.
Correct.
We're not dead yet, so that's good.
That's right. No TPK right now.
Until, oh,
We'll see.
we'll see. Stay tuned to the end of the episode. We'll see.
There doesn't seem to be any more any rarer potions than the superior healing options.
Any scrolls of like protection or anything?
There are scrolls available, absolutely. Any particularly you're wanting to look for? I can just list them if you want to.
What's like a detect undead go for? Considering the situation we're in.
Sure, Detect Undead. Detect Undead scroll would go for about 150 gold pieces.
Do I know if I purchased a scroll of Detect Undead with some of my skills that I have, could I copy it
Could you copy it?
to make obviously cheaper versions for myself?
Make
Assuming
it,
it still costs me stuff to do that.
it would still cost you material components, but overall it would be cheaper to do because labor costs. I mean, someone to actually inscribe that sort of spell onto a scroll takes coin and time as well.
Yeah.
So you can make yourself a religion check to see whether you'd be able to.
Uh, 15.
A 15? Yeah, you think you could do that? Absolutely. So you have an idea that you'd be able to copy it and reproduce it with the right ingredients, correct?
Yeah, 150 gold. Could you do any cheaper?
Another persuasion check would be fine if you'd like to try and.
Since we've been supporting the town
Saving lives.
with keeping the infirmary from being filled up.
Straight to the mall.
Is that what I think it is?
Yeah. Nat 20 or a 26.
Oh,
Okay. He can reduce it to 100 gold pieces.
Yeah, right. I'll take it.
Okay. It is a slightly more powerful. Well, it's a slightly more powerful version of Detect Evil and Good. So you can just put Evil and Good there with one caveat, with one extra, I guess, effect. If you wanted to note this down, this particular scroll, although it acts as though it's a Detect Evil and Good, so it will also detect other things around you as well. It can also be. It also has an area or an aura of detection as well. So, whereas a scroll of detect good and evil is in I believe, it's up to 10 minutes and 30 feet. This scroll improves that by another 60 feet. So you have a 90 feet aura basically. And the concentration of this spell is 15 minutes, not 10.
Okay, it's a concentration spell too.
It is still a concentration spell, correct. So you take that for 100
Kind
gold
of you,
piece.
thank you. Take me some time to learn that.
that's kind of you.
rewrite
But
it.
I swindled you.
Yeah. Politely, I persuaded him.
As usual, if you the spell can go through most barriers, but it's blocked by a foot of a stone, or an inch of common metal, or a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wooden dirt, as the Detect Evil and Good spell would.
Yes, I've still got like.
Yeah.
Thank you, that's kind. And I'll kind of smack the scroll on the table.
Did you want any potions?
I can't afford them.
Okay. So you're heading back at that point,
they
or do you
free?
want to do anything else?
Well, yeah, I've pretty much done everything that I think I can do within a 2-hour time frame. I think I said it was going to be.
That's quite a few things.
And I'll start heading back.
Okay. Uneventful as you head back, but while you are walking back after those conversations, Avalea is still with you all, and she says, as Lila now has disappeared upstairs, allowing you all to talk, Maury's still there, though he seems to be muttering something under his breath in very, very low volume. You're not quite sure what he's saying. As Avalea's voice rings out throughout this room, she says, you may have come across a particularly powerful protection spell the 12 prepare for in dire circumstances.
I don't think that's what we encountered, but it's optimistic of you to think so.
Yeah, does the spell turn you inside out and then nail you to a wall? Because otherwise it was a different spell.
Lila said that was a clone. Are you a clone? Is she a clone? Is that why you sent her upstairs? She's a clone. What's a clone?
There are we are in the current world. We seek more powerful and different types of spells and experiment on them and attempt to imagine a safer Corvair.
Well, then how do you explain having an entire conversation with us that you don't seem to remember? Nor does Lila.
At the point of death, one of our spells has been released. If you had seen me deceased, it means that this spell has succeeded, for I am now here.
But why don't you remember talking to us?
Because that was well before you died.
These spells are experimentary.
Hold up. Are you like a perfect copy?
I'm not a copy. I am me.
Yeah, but say I made an exact copy of you, and then I destroyed the original. That sounds like something the copy would say. How does this spell work?
It is one of time retreat. What you are observing right now is a past form of me. A shield of great power had encompassed me at the point of death, and I have retreated, as it were. Time has been rewritten, and I am here without memory of the why.
That doesn't explain Lila.
How far back does it go?
Oh
Is
my
it
god,
like,
maybe it does. Lila is a clone, just not all grown up.
yeah, you got to do it like regularly. You got to cast this spell very regularly to keep up with it, or is it just take you back 12 hours every time?
It's not a spell that we can recast for some time now. I have died, it seems, and now the 12 together need to reform or reformulate this spell so that I perhaps can be protected again.
So how much did you lose time-wise?
I don't know. That is part of the new forms of magic. We are still understanding them.
What date do you think it is?
Oh no.
When I
What date do we
first
think it is?
And also, what date do we think it is?
So you all have at least the understanding that time has passed normally, though Avalea says, it seems as though when I left, it was Sul, and I arrived when it was Zol. And you all know the days of the week in Eberron are Sul for Sunday, Mol for Monday, Zol for Tuesday, WIR for Wednesday, Zor for Thursday, Far for Friday, and Sar for Saturday. So those are the names of the week. From what Avalea was saying, time has been indeed her concept of time seems as though she is talking to you from a day before. Time has passed a day.
So you lost a day and a half.
Well, that is, as I recall, if you tell me that today is Zol, and I believe it's Mole, then yes.
Okay, so before you came to see us, did you tell anyone from the 12 that you were coming?
Of course,
Who?
all of them. The
Okay.
rest.
Well, then you'll understand that this is incredibly sus and that we would maybe like to verify what you're telling us. Not with all of them, but with at least one.
The spell has brought me back.
I don't want to hear you explain it. I would like proof.
I would later like an explanation. You're not concerned about the shape of your character as you move through time? Yeah, what if something transcendental happened in that one day? What if you something that changed your entire character and you just lose that? That's crazy that you are down with that. Do you guys have an ethics committee or something?
Hey, Charlie.
Yeah, you guys got someone checking on these?
There are certainly consequences for our actions.
Wild.
We
What are those
prefer
consequences? Because it sounds like you're throwing out the natural order of things.
what we'd prefer to do is live with those consequences than not, and
Okay.
make them right.
And you will again understand when I say that we would like to maybe verify it after having seen you splayed against a wall.
Is that what
Because-
happened to me?
Because I don't particularly believe everything that you're saying.
You got, I don't know what the appropriate way to describe it is.
Dissected.
Yeah, dissected. With remarkable precision.
Who was the perpetrator?
A fellow called, you're not going to believe this, Lord Dorez. Is that right? I think, I look at my companions, is that right?
Yeah.
I got the name right?
Yeah.
Nice.
I-
Lord Dorez. He's an evil necromancer.
Oh, and
I
Captain
asked
Troon.
this guy 10 minutes ago.
Well, only one of those two names I do know, and that is Captain Troon. What
He's
is?
dead now.
He's dead.
Yes.
Also, a victim of this dissection.
Yes.
No. You were kind of your butt.
Hey!
No, we were. He was evil and had contributed towards your dissection, and then I don't know. I guess it's an evil cave type of thing. They kind of had you hanging up, like a centerpiece, like a display piece.
And who
Like
else?
modern art.
Yeah, like modern art, but you were hanging over a giant chasm.
And
This
was in-
necromancer was siphoning your essence.
And now we
According
come
to
the
Locke.
point.
Oh, we threw. Well, one of us threw Captain Troon.
My other point is that we are telling her a lot of information and we don't even know that it's her. Which is why, once again, I would like to verify everything you're telling us.
Maybe if you fulfilled the deal that we made, I might believe you.
And what deal would this be?
You should remember.
You said you give us 10 grand. You know, on account of saving the city.
I remember little, again, when the spell of protection does, in fact, formulate. I would imagine, and this is probably one of the first time it has succeeded, the memory fades with it. You'll have
Okay.
to remind me.
These guys weren't here. It was just you and me. And I was talking about how we saved the city, this whole city, and our heroic deeds, and fighting corpses. We were vibing. I'll be real with you. It was good. We were getting along. And then,
Dada?
no. And then I was like, hey, why don't you fund us on account of all the heroism and whatnot? And you agreed. And then we didn't really settle on a number, but I was like, 10K. And you didn't say no. Certainly money was forthcoming. I feel that. Also, we saved your daughter.
For that, I'm grateful.
Well,
Yes.
that was part of our deal. You
Yeah.
told me you'd tell me about the beast in the Aldine Reaches if we kept Lila safe.
I wasn't there for that part.
You also said that you would share with us all of the information of the Lady of Lips. But yeah.
So these are your terms so that you can prove I am really one of the 12?
Well, no, but I'd really like to verify with one of them. I don't need to see them or speak to them. Just have one of them message us.
I just feel like you
And-
wouldn't pay us 10 grand if you were really evil. Like, as if you pay that amount of money, you'd do the reveal. I would.
I would argue that there are people that hush money is a thing.
Not 10 grand.
Yeah, it certainly is. There are a lot of wealthy people out there that will hush money others for that amount.
First of all, you can make a deception check, please.
Come on, Red.
And then together, you can make a persuasion at advantage, either Rin or
Can we make our own
Kalani.
rolls?
Or you can make your own roll.
Technically, it's deception.
Yes, you did. So deception that
wasn't.
as well. Correct.
Mine was true.
Correct.
Listen to me. I am telling you the truth. It was a 6. I rolled a 6.
I also rolled a 6 plus 6, 12.
14.
Okay.
Lies!
She puts her hand and her on the bridge of her nose, massaging it a little bit. You can see that there is again that wind that picks up around you that doesn't seem to have a source. You can see that you can hear things much more intensely for the next few moments while she hums almost musically as her dress starts to lift slightly. And you can see her shoes, her glass slippers, shine brilliantly. And then in your mind, Kailani, you hear a voice, not hers, and not of a voice that you've heard before. And it says, time is a fickle thing, with great sacrifices which must be made. Avalea is with you. Avalea is before you and she is real. She has protected herself with our help. A once occurrence. We hope this will suffice. And in front of you, there is a large wooden chest.
Nice. Thank you for keeping your promise.
And this chest is a deep wood. It looks almost, and it's gold inlay on the outside, and it's worn as though there's this wooden chest has been used countless times and unkempt, dirty. It looks like it's been underwater as well, because all the wood is quite damp. And she says, Avalea, after the wind subsides and after the chest appears before you, she says to you, Rin, should I tell you about the beast? Your past will catch up to you much more quickly. And in the night they will come.
Well, tell me true, and maybe I'll let you know about the other version of your corpse that we saw.
Do you prefer others hearing of this tale, or would you prefer this news alone?
I'm not there anyway.
I can go in the other room and count this.
No, that's cursed pirate gold she dug up from the bottom
If
of the
you
ocean.
do want us to leave, I'm not going to be offended by it.
I'll psychically link to Avalea.
Is he doing the psychic thing? 'Cause
Mm.
I don't want to be here for that. Just you and I just standing there like,
Counting this
not
coin.
helping.
Are you
Not helping.
are you in the process of looking through that chest, Ivor?
Yes, I'm counting.
As you open the chest, you see before you, and you count
Like a jester's hat.
about 70 gold bars.
Nice.
Gold bars.
How are we gonna carry this with us?
She smiles and she says, "I promised to give you the coin. I did not tell you how." you
What
were
did you
lift it."
roll? Did you roll a nat one?
Yeah.
Hey, you got me. I'm gonna have to. You take your lumps. You know. You play dangerous games. You win silly prizes.
Like
Hey.
10,000 gold pieces worth of gold
Can't you
bars.
like Wayfarer that somewhere though?
I can wayfare it on my back and carry it up to someone who sells diamonds.
Okay.
Nah, but actually, it's pretty hard to post stuff to yourself. Because it just comes straight back out of the hat because I'm the nearest person to me.
So it's like a coin person.
Nah. Because I can't just get stuff out of it. It'll just spit it straight back out.
Do you want us to leave the room?
What are you saying? Or are you psychically linking?
Psychically linked to her and Kailani for the next 2 hours.
Okay, no problem. Are you saying anything initially, or are you just leaving it at that for now?
No,
Hey girl.
I guess you would see the that magenta color, I guess, flash across my eyes. Probably wouldn't actually think anything to Kailani, but straight to Avalea. You can tell me here.
Once we have finished with this conversation, we may privately speak then. To your mind, she responds. And she says out loud, "What makes you think that the voice that you received in that confirmed my story, my report, was in fact real? What makes you trust a voice and not the person in front of you in flesh and blood?"
Good question. Can I insight the voice in my head?
Yes, you can, sure.
Sounds like a Tay-Tay lyric.
Inside my head.
19.
A 19. Okay. The voice was authoritative. The voice was unpaused, immediate as well. There didn't seem to be any discernible deceit in the voice, but for one of truth, one of matter-of-fact conversation.
Yeah. The other question that I was going to ask you, at risk of sounding like I'm backtracking,
That's right.
was if I could reply.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you can.
In which case, I would have likely said
Yeah.
something along the lines of, "Great, thank you for that. If you could just state your full name for the record, that would be really helpful." Because that was my point. But if you don't want to pay that, that's fine. I understand. The time has passed. Though I would have said it.
Alright,
Here, have some ASMR dice.
alright, Gandalf.
Which one?
His cousin.
The grey?
No.
The response is simple and only 4 words. The response is Prince Joss, House Lyranda.
Do I recognize the name?
You now know you have recollection of that name from books that you've read in passing, and certainly the Archmage of House Lyranda's name is Joss. Yes.
Cool. Fast forwarding. First of all, I like to call it intuition, which I have quite good intuition, I would say. Second of all, I think you can maybe understand that if you were in our position and you had have seen Lila, for example, splayed open, and no knowledge of any sort of protection spells in place, you too would be doubtful if Lila once again showed up at your door. Would you not?
I would at least cast some spells to understand what I am seeing.
Well, the good news is, I can't do that. I don't cast magic. So, I need proof.
Understandable. Continue.
Oh, that's the end. That's all I had to say.
Very well. Do the gold bars suffice?
Yeah. I guess they do.
Now, can I ask what you're doing with them?
Look, kind of just
We're using
looking
an
at them,
airship.
Yeah.
kind of standing there, and all this, looking at them, being like,
Cool.
"I'll trade you back like the back third of one of these for some kind of way to transport them."
You would give me back 3,000 gold worth of.
No, I said I'll pick up one of these 12 bars and I'll break a third up off it.
There are 70 of them, and they are small.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, that's all right. Then we'll split it amongst ourselves.
Oh, will we?
All right. It's not like I'm asking you to carry like a bag of other rocks. I guess it is a bag of rocks, really, isn't it?
I'm getting paid a wage. I'm quite happy.
It's like community funds.
Okay, well then your community can carry them.
Wow.
AKA your spine.
Wow. Later on, you're going to need me to drop some of this sort of potion of not being dead.
Well, lucky for me, you're not the cleric.
And I will.
Our cleric's too busy healing bystanders to help us. He's not here, right? He's still coming back.
You walk in the door at that point. Our cleric doesn't even heal.
He does. He just heals other folks. All right, we'll split it. We'll figure it out. I'll figure it out.
Have you ever thought of investing?
No, goodness no.
Great.
I'll figure it out. This is a good problem to have.
Avalea says, well, shall we continue our discussions about what happens next? Lila. And Lila hears this and starts to come back down
Why
the
was
stairs.
she not allowed
Why
to
could
hear
Lila
this?
not be here for any of this? Also, you know we're just going to tell her. Surely.
I'm not sure of your relationship with my daughter, but I can see that
I think
if
it's
you're...
better than yours.
Nah,
I would say.
Nah, she was pretty sad. She was well sad when she saw you all splayed out. It was very difficult to...
Do you not remember that conversation she had about tension?
Yeah, but you know, everyone has tension with their mum.
Okay.
Except for, I don't know, which of us.
Oh, I don't know mine.
Yep, so there you go. Who else amongst us are orphans? Yep. Yeah, myself as well. There you go. Who'd have thought? Who would have thought? It's almost like...
This is a party of orphans.
There you go.
Oh my god, it's Annie on the road.
Oh, you think this was written by 4 people who didn't collaborate on that one?
I think it was written by 4 people that have family trauma and just need to live it out somewhere. Except for you. You're happy.
At that point, you enter.
Hey, Locke, are your parents still around?
Yeah, are you too an orphan?
And in front of you is Avalea.
I close the door and walk back.
No, but actually...
Can't be bombing people with that kind of
No,
conversation.
I'm just
Let's
asking,
come
like,
back.
It's contextual.
And what is she doing here? No offense.
Oh, she was just explaining the rationality behind, how she is in fact Avalea. Yeah, that was my reaction also. And apparently what happened, and to be fair, I believe her now, but apparently there's some sort of protective magic in place at the time of death that takes them back and they lose time and they come back to life all good. But Lila wasn't allowed to hear that. Sorry, Lila.
For real, though, I need to know. Do you know your parents?
Yeah, are you an orphan? Are we all orphans?
Yeah, you don't need to tell me where they are. Just
If you grew up with your parents.
We've had this conversation.
Yeah, don't worry, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember him. I don't recall.
No,
I know
I've never
you
said
have.
anything about it.
You have. Mm-hmm.
Well, I remember. You just told me.
Mm-hmm.
But I will forget in time. And for that reason.
Guess they're dead.
Ah, all 4 of us.
Dead parents is quite different to not knowing them, but yeah.
Oh, they
sure.
didn't abandon me.
Oh, how
Oh,
old?
thanks. Thank you for that, Locke.
How old were you?
Oh, young.
Same.
8.
All right, now we've. Oh, that's not that young.
The Orphan Foursome. Wow, that is a good group
Nice.
name.
Oh,
Do you know what though? It's got a number in it.
It does. It
The
does.
5, the Orphan Foursome.
Hey, it still works
Shit.
for now.
What's this happening
Oh,
over
Glasgow's
here?
the orphanage.
The orphanage. Sorry, what?
The orphanage. Shit.
Well, what are the chances of that happening?
I would say 4 out of 4.
Literally.
Currently quite high, yes.
Yeah.
What's this going on here? And I point at the chest.
Oh, she had a magic spell on her which takes her back in time about 2 days in the event of death. It's a one-time deal. She doesn't remember anything. Thinks it's soul?
Mole.
Mole? Thinks it's mole.
So we haven't met then.
You did. You remember.
No, I
doesn't.
think
No,
she's, he's
I'm
asking her.
looking at
Oh,
her.
I see.
Yeah.
Sorry. She says, no, I'm sorry, we have not.
Right?
Oh,
After
Weird.
oh, and she came good on her promise to pay us. And I gesture at the massive chest on the ground.
I'll raise my eyebrow at that.
You know, well, you weren't there for the. It was just you weren't there for it, but she's come good and paid. I need you to carry about a quarter of this. Actually, a third.
She's also going to tell Rin about some sort of beast. And I mean, we've already had the Lady of Lips conversation, that not that you would remember, but I feel like you were withholding some stuff. So if you do want to share whatever you were withholding, that would be great also. Anything she promised you?
Again, I'll turn to Rin and slide of eyebrow.
Slide of eyebrow.
Um,
Why don't you just speak an orphan can't?
Whoa!
yeah.
Yeah, that sounded bad.
That sounded like a naughty word.
I know what you meant. It was funny both ways.
Would I draw a correlation from the conversation we had the other night or 8 hours ago
Mm-hmm.
about his beast in his drunken
Yes.
state? All right. But I still won't make any.
Sure.
That's his story to tell.
Okay.
And then Maury, how's he taking this sick spell
hasn't-
where you can just come back from the dead after being?
Hasn't said a word, though you can make an insight check.
Time spell. Yeah, how's that woman really dead? So many questions.
Insight
Yep.
is an 8.
An 8. There doesn't seem to be anything specifically able to be read on Maury's face. It just seems like it's impassive, as though just taking in all of this information.
And then I'll look towards Lila's mum, and Lila.
She's there. She was there for that.
For
end
the
of
orphan
For the
conversation.
orphan. Yep.
Oh, so okay, she's there, so I see her. Okay, well, that's a lot to take in. How do you feel?
Lila says,
Oh,
well,
Lila, Abel.
Revelation.
Avalea,
Yeah.
Yeah, get wrecked, Lila.
how do I feel?
I'll get
I feel ready to finish the job that apparently I had started.
You don't feel weak,
No,
like some magic essence of yours was stolen.
no. Should have there. Well, from what I hear, magical essence was taken from me upon death. A cruel and evil way to do so, but one that would have to occur with an archmage.
We did put a stop to the ritual.
Yes, I exploded your corpse.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, that was quite disgusting.
Yes, you explode up her corpse.
Yeah, I did. Well,
Thank you for that.
Your jump was quite impressive, despite its
Failures?
Well, I didn't want to say that, but since you have.
Well, this is what it is.
It was cool.
Set up by
Good
Rin.
stealth also. That was wonderful. That was, yeah.
Does that then mean that the magic from our enemy was, what, faulted in some way?
I can imagine it would be, but I'm not sure how. Of his own mistakes or some other entity.
Forgive me, you mentioned you've been gone for a day. How long did it take you to get here?
From course.
Yeah.
A day again.
Well, then that's not right. Because he took your energies and, well, what I could ascertain is quite powerful now from your magic, so you don't share this?
How'd you get here in a day?
Again, spells.
Sounds like teleporting to me.
No, it wasn't teleporting.
How? It sounds like a real slow teleport.
You seek answers where there are potentially dangers from knowing such knowledge. I can tell you, but
More dangerous than a necromancer in a cave with a splayed open member of the 12.
Yeah, you should tell us nothing and go back in that cave. It's a good plan.
Not you personally, but maybe you should take a couple of the 12. I would probably make that a priority, since he could take
Particularly-
one of you down.
Yes.
Do us a solid. Write down everything that we've told you and then find a wayfarer somewhere and post it to yourself. And that way, when you wake up thinking it's like, I don't know, today, 3 days from now, you'll have already done all this. We can skip this whole thing.
Wait, what happened at Fort Bone?
as far as I'm aware, Fort Bones is still standing and in danger.
You never made it there.
No.
You were aware you were heading there.
Well, yes.
So
There
what happened?
was a talk of a need to visit just to undo any dangers that occurred. If you must know as well, the 12 speak and are somewhat acquaintances with some of the last dragons on Corvair. And one, can you put it, flew me here, dropped me off, as it were.
Awesome.
That's yes, quite.
Super cool.
So no, we are also not immune from the policies of teleportation.
Well, if you can spare one of those
A dragon?
dragons.
Would you like a dragon? Would you like thousands and thousands of gold pieces?
I will
Would
have
you
you-
prefer Corvair itself, perhaps be the ruler of it?
I will
Where
have
does
you
your
know-
greed end, or where does your needs end, Kailani?
I look up from the chest of
Excuse
gold.
me?
Yeah, Kailani. Rein it in.
Forgive me for asking for information about something that could save Corvair. Do you know what? Fuck the Lady of Lips. Let her do whatever she wants. I don't care. But hey, if we could take Maury to somewhere safe, since he's so fucking important to all of you, that would be wonderful. Because at the moment, you're just leaving him in our care for him to get murdered.
Yes,
Which,
he
I'm
is.
sorry, Maury, but I don't care enough about your life to put mine in the way.
I care enough about your life, Maury. Put hers in the way.
Also, at least I'm honest. Not saying anyone else here isn't, but at least I am.
Goddamn right. Couple of honest adventurers.
It's true. I almost died protecting the four of us.
Yeah.
To be fair, I did feed him a health potion, and I did bring him back up. So did I to your daughter, who would have died otherwise. You're welcome.
We saved the whole city. Moments before you arrived, I was talking about how you were healing all those random people, how heroic it was.
What?
What?
Regardless. What happened?
What happened?
There must be something you remember before you died.
The last thing I remember was arriving here in Vedica.
Neato.
Any other memories from that point onward?
So this magic, forgive me, brings you back within 24 hours, But
almost instantly, apparently.
but your memories are what?
Perhaps the magic, again, something that we are currently trying to understand, as it is something that we've only recently discovered, is a magic that reduces fatigue and trauma. Perhaps my actions had led to such things, and the spell does not want me to relive it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, you were pretty
Probably
pretty
not.
messed up there.
Probably not.
See my point?
Does I do, but got some information would be rather helpful.
Let's quickly inform you. This guy that killed you, his name was Lord Derez. He's old school, wants to bring back the old necromancy regime of this land, pre-war.
I see.
Yeah, and he's working on it down in that cave. You probably
Thank you.
shouldn't go back down in that cave.
At least not by myself.
Well,
Perhaps it wasn't even the cave that I was cornered at.
Could have been the Bone Fort.
Perhaps. So it is a bit unknown as to where my next steps take me.
is that what happened to the rest of the 12? Do you all access this spell or magic?
Each of us has one use of it currently, evenly shared between us. Mine has been used, others have not.
So the 12 dead bodies disguised as the 12 in the crypt.
She looks at you a bit curiously.
Well, that was one of my bargaining chips, but thank you.
What do you mean, the 12 in the crypt?
I thought we were...
Well, here we go. Lila, you know that bone of Farizo's that I gave you? You may as well give it to her.
Lila takes out this and hands it to Avalea, who looks at it curiously and pockets it. And she says, I will thank you for that information. I will let the 12 know, and we will come to understand what that means in time. Otherwise, we were all dead in the crypt?
There were 12 coffins and 12 your bones that looked like each one of you. From what I can tell, I don't know. He seems to know all about you lot.
I read the plaques on statues around the place, and I've been to a library. So yeah, it seemed like you. From what I could tell, it seemed like real bones. We cast spells. We all did everything we could to verify it.
Thank you for this information. Does the gold suffice for the services you have provided for us this time you've been in Vedica?
I mean, this is really for what we did before we went down in that murder hole.
let's call it a favor.
Yeah, you owe us one.
Maybe
Anything else?
per person.
A favor per person?
I'll just think into her head without saying anything in front of them. Just tell me about this beast before you get more than a mile away.
She gives you an unspoken nod.
How many times are you aware of your passings?
About when I die. This is the first time it's happened.
Say I get you right as you wake up. Like you're waking like, bang, dead. Do you just wake up again?
As I've said, we've only had one of these protective spells cast upon ourselves. One. And I've used mine.
So how long until you can use this again, if at all?
I would need to recast the spell with the help of the rest of the 12 for it to then become active once more.
I would like to see that.
Is that your favor?
I'll look at Maury. Let me think about it.
Very well.
So what are you going to do next?
I was going to refer to you because you seem to know more than I about this situation.
I
don't think you should go back in the murder cave. Even though I bet you it's empty now. I wouldn't hang around. We kind of talked our way out of there.
But there is more. I feel something odd about each of you.
Who is Volan?
I haven't showered.
Is it disdain?
That is a word I could certainly use. Volan.
Oh, come on, I've been nice to you.
I've too been nice.
Yes, I three have.
You
been
have
nice.
been. You've been the nicest.
Thank you.
I've been very
Oh,
pleasant.
like point towards the government. You fucking
Been very pleasant.
have you?
Yes.
Volan. House Civis of Zelago in the south. Well, he's an Archmage of House Civis. One of the 12. He's currently residing in Zelago on some sort of errand. Why do you ask?
I'll think to Kailani. How much do you want to tell her about this curse?
I don't care.
Why would the necromancer from Verica want another one of the 12 dead?
That is an interesting question. I think there are many reasons why necromancers would want an upheaval of sorts of archmages. Without the archmages protecting Corvair, there would be much more opportunity for the dead to rise, for us to be aware of where they are. Now, Volan of House Civis is known for scribing secret communications. Should communications falter between us, then we would be apart, more so. He is a master of secrecy. So he has an understanding that we do not about the mystical, the arcane arts of communication. He can easily put alarms and know about things that happen that we do not.
I don't know. Look to the others.
Maury, for the first time, speaks in a while. He says, I think with this information in mind, forgive me, but it may be quite prudent for me to take my leave. I know I said perhaps Korth was the place for me, and I am not expecting anyone to lay their lives down for me, not at all. So I think I should retell what I've learned so far to Aranel. Perhaps come back and find you when the time is right, when they have given me further instruction. I feel your path takes you in a different way than mine. I can find mercenary guards safely to take me back on the ship towards Aranel. I can see that the Archmages seem quite busy and inundated with their own concerns. To expect someone like an emissary of Aranel to be front and center.
You mentioned that he was whispering something under his breath at the beginning of this. Also noticed him doing that in the crypt, where Relenza was. Were they both roughly the same like length of time that he was doing that, or
Yeah, about that.
can I make, I don't know, perception roll, insight roll into has anything arcana check? Has anything changed? That
Is he being a sus fuck?
yeah, just is if anything, like if I've noticed any magical effect
Sure.
that corresponds that I've noticed at both locations.
Yeah, no problem. Go for it.
What are you doing, man?
I rolled a 7.
Whisper in my
Is it arcana?
Yes, it is.
Then it'll be a 7.
A 7. Okay.
Oh. Hell of darkness, my friend.
There's no indication of any magical effects that had taken place, no. You did overhear him as though he was talking to someone. There was a conversation where there were some pauses and then responses, but you didn't quite concentrate too hard or as hard enough to get an idea of whom. But definitely a conversation.
And it was at the mention of this Civis Archmage that he
Yeah.
suddenly decided to leave.
Are you okay?
Tell you what, fuck more. I'm just going to think into Lila's head. I think our Aranel emissary may already be speaking to your Civis. Fuck, what's his name? To your Civis Archmage friend.
Volan. You're telling Lila this.
In her head.
Lila or Avalea?
Avalea is
Oh,
what
got
I
it.
meant to say.
That's right. All right. As soon as you mention that to Avalea, her eyes dart towards Maury, and you can see his eyes widen as thin black tentacles, in a moment, surround him and hold him down. You can see they spring up from the ground, and they have this smoky, there's a smokiness to them from the carpet as they erupt, and about 20 of them wrap themselves around his ankles and arms and his chest and hold him tight, and he gasps for breath as they envelop his chest as well. And he's held still, sitting on the couch.
Sheesh.
And she, in a commanding
Us
voice,
who have no idea what's going on.
says, "Tell me, elf, what is it that you communicate and why?"
A very nice way to treat an ambassador. Don't they have diplomatic immunity or some such thing?
What is going on?
On suspicion from Rin, I'm holding him here.
In her head, I'll think, fuck you.
What's suspicious about this? Someone explain.
Avalea says,
How's Maury look?
Maury looks panicked. He looks like he's muttering something else under his breath, but Avalea says, cease your counter spell. This will not work.
Oh man,
Oh.
I feel like you're really escalating the situation.
Can we understand the context of his betrayal, please?
I have it on authority that he is speaking, or perhaps speaking to, one of the 12.
On
Right.
just
Why-
Rin's authority?
Right, why is that bad? If you're one of
Yeah,
the 12?
correct. Why is that bad? Are you not one of the 12?
What are you saying, Maury?
Oh man, that's yeah, okay.
Oof.
Alright. Hey, Maury, remember when I said I'd die for you? It's gonna happen here in this living room.
Maury calms, and he says, no, there's no need.
Someone's getting killed.
That's good because it's gonna be largely symbolic.
He says, in as calm of a voice as he can, you can hear his lips, or you can see his lips shake a little. He says, I see that I am unwelcome here by the 12. I see.
But what have you been saying?
Man, fuck the 12.
Because if it's...
And on what grounds would you attack a ambassador as well?
Hold on, wait. Let's find out what he's saying first, because it could be considered treason or something of the sort.
I am.
I think you have to be a king or in charge of something. For
I don't know how the world works.
capable of doing treason.
I am communicating back with a companion in Arenal.
Can I roll insight on that?
Sure. I am letting them know about my experiences here. I'm receiving instruction as to what to do next, how to proceed. I'm simply asking for direction. Well, from what I've heard here, this country, Karnath, is escalating in its difficulties. And it is the closest center to Arenal, and so we must know, we must come to understand what is happening.
21.
Okay? There is sweat dripping down his brow as he half struggles with these confines. Nothing that you've heard so far has been a lie.
I think he's telling the truth.
Yeah, like actually, you really do need to let him go.
Yeah, go on. Ask him who he speaks with.
The tentacles slowly unfurl from him. And you can see that they've left this reddish and purple bruise around his arms. And you probably would be aware if he was shirtless, you'd see the same thing. A bit of a crushing of ribs as well as he gasps for air. And he stands up, and you can see that there is almost a disappointed look in his eyes.
I'll approach him and cast Cure Wounds if it helps him at all.
It does. Go for it.
Where's my D8? Just level 1, so 1D8.
Cool.
That's what happens when you only have one set of dice.
What's that? Oh.
You can't find one.
I think it's
Have a whole
5.
Okay. And you can see some of these bruises start to disappear,
Okay,
and his
touch them.
skin become normal and translucent again, that pale white. And he says,
Are you okay?
shaken, but I'm fine.
Not stirred?
I
No.
thought that in my head.
Again, I see that the 12's priorities are elsewhere currently. I see yours maybe as well.
No. Trust me, you should hang around. There are other people to meet, like actual kings. And
I
people,
didn't.
rulers.
I understand the adventure, but I do not want to step on anyone's toes.
I don't think you're stepping on anyone's toes. My point being is that I will self-preserve over preserving you.
Right.
And if anything, I am honest.
I'm going to turn the other layer and say, hey, look, don't take this the wrong way, but in the last 24 hours, you've died while trying to, bring safety to the realm, which we did in your stead. And then you just caused a major diplomatic incident. So you kind of suck at your job. Is there another, and I mean this seriously, with no offense, is there like another one we could talk to? Like someone else?
As the room darkens slightly, but not out of any natural sort of light, you can see the fireplace dim. You can see outside starts to also
Great.
fade in its light, as though evening it came along too quickly.
Do I get a feel that this is coming from her?
Yeah.
Yay. Just
Because the
to...
darkness seems to center on her, as her outline of her body.
Is thaumaturgy to re-brighten any candles that might be burning or fireplaces?
What are you casting?
Thaumaturgy.
Okay, cool.
I'll kind of cock my head at her. Just like,
Bruh.
be careful, mage. You've already died once.
Oh!
Make an intimidation check as you threaten this archmage.
I'm gonna guide myself.
Cut my life in 2 pieces.
Ooh, 14.
A 14, okay.
Pretty good.
Yeah, against the 12?
Yeah.
Or someone else?
14 beats 12.
She says, with a. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. Appreciate it. And thank
Yeah,
you for the
I might
follow,
add that
Jessica.
Oh shit! I need to fill my cup. Hey, could you?
She says in a
Please, sir,
slightly,
may I have some more?
a slightly deeper tone, she says, and it sort of half echoes in the room. She says, "But did you really talk your way out of it? I feel each of you has a weight on your shoulders. You did not win that battle. You were given something. You were given an instruction in which you cannot leave."
And well, I mean, so were you. And I still have all my internal organs, original copies.
Oh shit!
No, but really though, because upon reflecting on this, because these are good moves, you're worried about your position, aren't you? You're not worried about him talking to someone else because rah rah rah. And the conspiracy, you're worried about him talking to somebody else because you're concerned about how that's going to impact your position within the 12.
Yeah, I imagine dying is not.
Yeah, like that's how I'd feel if I cooked it real hard, two times. I'd go into damage control mode.
I also will point out that part of the conversation I had with Avalea before she died was, "Oh, so you don't want our help? You're going to do all of this by yourself? Have fun. Rest in peace."
Rip.
Jordan looks so frightened. That's not a threat, that's just fact.
Yeah, and that's okay. We can get on board with that, but just wind in all the shadows and whatnot,
Yeah.
and be real with us. You don't want us to talk to this guy. What is he, like a competitor? Do you guys have a rank or something?
You mean of the 12?
Yeah, I mean Farizo's number one.
Oh yeah, is it like a ranking in terms of number? If you're number 1, you're like the top ranking 12, and if you're number 12, are you like
The
the
worst.
the amateur?
You're gonna be 13.
Yeah.
aren't you?
Does cricket exist in Eberron?
Cricket.
Yeah, she's like the 12th man.
Ah,
You just said this one out, bro.
just gotta hang up on the wall.
She says in the same environment she hasn't let go of yet. She says, "The 12 are already aware of my failure here. I hide it not. I care not for my position. I have, though earned it, understand that it is a place that can be easily replaced. You mistake me. You mistake me for someone who cares more about myself than others."
I love
Nah, I don't think I do.
I'll look
You've
at
done
that one.
nothing to demonstrate otherwise. You're meant to be like the heroes. I've seen a statue of you.
And you think there is no one more powerful than us.
There's definitely heaps of people more powerful than you. And right now, maybe the 4 of us combined, considering you got murked like 12 hours ago. And we was literally siphoning the magical power out of you. I don't think you got the juice you think you've got. Otherwise, you wouldn't talk like this.
Have I heard magic being referred to as juice?
Yes. In passing, of course.
Shit.
That's not smack talk. I really think we can take you if we have to right now.
I mean, I'd rather not, but
With Maury, obviously.
Look at Maury.
She closes her eyes slowly.
what is
Yes.
your trauma?
Well, perhaps we should all just
No, but
come.
seriously, what is her trauma? Because there is something that's fueling the way that you feel right now, and it's obviously not anything that we think it is, so it's obviously trauma. Do you have a therapist?
Probably the hideous way she died like 12 hours
She
We
ago.
were
doesn't
getting
remember
on
that.
so well the last time we met.
Well,
PTSD.
I mean, you all were.
Yeah, me especially. We were making great deals, and now I can tell your confidence is rattled. It must be very shocking to have learned that you died.
For Lila's sake, perhaps we should just put this away for a moment.
Yeah, I've had to explode you like once already in front of her. I don't want to do it again.
Or we could just take her mother's approach and say, Lila, upstairs you go.
Yeah. Nah, she can watch.
No, I'm about people having choices and not being told what to do.
You're making Orin very uncomfortable.
Oh yeah. Hey, before we do this, can you tell him whatever he needs to know?
She's just standing the whole time and we're just like.
I can understand perhaps why you might lash out the way you did with everything that has happened, but perhaps cooler heads can prevail a bit here and not threaten my friends.
My failure here and my death has caused me to certainly appear weak, yes.
Well, I
And
can.
perhaps a little ashamed at my failure. For yes, there are others that are more powerful. And the darkness subsides, as she says,
If it's any consolation, we also failed.
in what way?
Yeah, what way?
Well, Lord
Lord Dorez.
is still out and about, unimpeded, and unsure of where he is. I don't believe he's in that cave any longer.
No, I wouldn't have stayed there.
No.
Captain Shroon, on the other hand.
Well, by all accounts, he
He won't be an issue anymore.
and the other captain's dead too.
Oh, yeah.
Gerald.
Yes. Supposedly, if I'm not mistaken.
Although they never found his body,
No.
according to Captain Shroon. So,
Captain Gerald's daughter's dead.
like half the city guard at this point. More than half.
And there's a few up in the infirmary.
Wow, this is getting. We went from such highs to such lows.
Yeah.
Well, this is going to be somewhat of an affair of everybody pulling together to get this done.
Okay, I will admit that maybe I could make some connections between things, and then I blurt out the first thing that I think, and I might exacerbate situations. That is my failure.
I regret none of my actions.
I don't know what any of this is. I'm confused as fuck. I'm gonna stop doing things.
Well, I mean,
Does this mean you're going to learn how to take
No.
a sneeze? Should we start conditioning?
oh, and I'm going to turn to Maury. Since it's out in the air, whom was it that you were contacting? Was it Floric?
No, it was one of the Undying Court.
Right. Is there a way that you can confirm this so our new alliance here can blossom a little bit better? Without these hostilities?
No. I can prove that this member of the Undying Court was the one has been speaking to. But for as our alliance, I feel I must leave. I don't feel like I'm safe here anymore.
Are you going to come back in like 3 months and stab us all in the back? Because if you're going to, then we'll just get this
Kalan.
over with now.
You're going to come back in one day and ask us what day it is?
What?
Goes back 24 hours when she dies.
No,
This
no,
is
I'm
That's
talking
Maury.
about more.
Maury.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
I thought you were talking about her. Okay. We'll get that burn in.
I don't mean that to sound insensitive. It's just, if we can skip that part, that would be nice.
I don't think Maury will be doing that.
No, I don't think. I don't think with the events that have happened today that I will have the pleasure of seeing you again.
No, super lame, Maury.
I thank you thus far for the experiences you've given me, and our acquaintances.
Don't forget your table. You should probably go and get that.
Yes. He gets up and dusts himself off and quickly writes something on a piece of paper and parchment and leaves it by the door and exits without another word.
Before he leaves, if I can, would you like me to still write to Floric?
Yes,
Make sure you're safe.
that would be appreciated. Thank you.
You sure is this what you want to do?
I think I must.
The note's just see you in 3 months.
After today's and yesterday's events, I don't blame you. I guess perhaps you'll feel better about the tieflings at least, considering this bunches.
You're kind of nothing to worry about.
Where do you intend to go next?
I'll seek further guidance from Marinel and then make my way to wherever they deem necessary.
I'll grab a gold bar out of the chest.
I don't make any move to stop it.
But you look sad.
And I'll give it to Maury.
Mm-hmm.
Take this and make sure you have enough supplies to get to your place safely.
He glances over to you, Ivor, and he pushes the gold bar back and says, I'll be fine. Thank you, though.
Nah, man, I just don't mean to be so tight about it. Take it.
Could be a memento.
And speaking of mementos, I do have an amulet on me, which I'm going to give to him. You probably won't see many of these around, but carry it with you if you come across any of my friends.
Thank you. I will take this.
Guarantee they will support you in some way.
He gives a final nod and, with the gold bar in his hands, opens the door and shuts it behind him.
Yeah.
Gonna pick up that note he left and just put it in my pocket.
Okay.
I won't read it, just put it in my pocket.
Okay?
Ah, the mailman.
The trust. And as he leaves, we're going to take a 10-minute break. Meow, meow, meow. Hey, thanks everyone for sticking around and saying hi from the raid. And thank you for the follows as well. That's really kind of you. We'll be back in 10 minutes. We always have a 10-minute break just to get ourselves rife and ready. But see everyone in 10 minutes. Enjoy the rolling video as well. See you soon. Ciao, ciao. We're going to take the quickest 10-minute break.
Roll the damage! I've waited this long!
So I'm rolling the damage and not budging at all, so let's see what happens.
Another round?
Oh, jeez. They're calling for a cliffhanger.
Well, he'll roll it. And then
Oh my god, stop rolling! Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see how much damage Amara gets after we come back from a 10-minute break.
I hate this game.
We'll see everybody in 10 minutes.
And I rolled a 25 for
Okay.
stealth check. 25.
Okay.
Oh, that's a bad laugh.
That's bad.
It's a bad laugh. That's a wheeze.
Is that a
That's
nat
an
20?
evil wheeze.
18 for me.
Is that a nat 20?
So you all start walking
18.
down. I'm just
Hold on a second.
gonna leave my hands like this for a moment.
Stop flexing your muscles.
Gino is happy. Oh, bad.
As Amara starts to race towards Rook, you have just been handed the potion. And you saw Amara then just disappear. As you turned to attempt to uncork it and hand it to Osei, the battle's over. And with that swift motion, you look down, and the twitching has stopped. And in front of you, smoke coming out of the body of Osei, now still.
Do I see this?
Yeah.
Thorum! Thorum, help her!
I'm gonna walk on over and look down at her. How's she look? Is there any sign of life? Is
Make a medicine check.
How's she look? Dead.
That's a nat 1.
After the last question he asked, I pull into the rucksack from the back and present a cup. And I say to it, "This is King Boronel's personal possession."
After 53 sessions! The camera looks like he's gonna cry.
You may if you want. Sorry, continue.
For anyone who doesn't know, it's taken 53 sessions for Ben to know how to say King Boronel. That is going on TikTok later.
I was clapping because you had components ready.
I'd be just trying to keep next to Rook, trying to grab his hand and
Mm-hmm.
just, hey,
Dench, I thought you were Osei.
I'll say something to you. Come here.
What is it?
Come here.
What happened?
You look really good right now.
Thank you. No one's ever really taken notice of it. Now's not the time, I think.
There's always a time for love.
Welcome back.
By far the weirdest way to start a stream. We should have called this ASMR cheese eating.
As you look upon this beast, wind buffer the red scales, blind every haze. The dragon attacks all around you. Birds fly away. Make your attack.
Oh yeah, he fucked up.
Charles into to Rook and says, "Look, this is getting a bit corny."
Oh, dance again, quick!
It's Aaron Cochran. That's
I'm gonna. I'm gonna transform.
You got a massage it.
Puts the lotion on its skin.
We're lotioning.
Oh no! This is very uncomfortable. I'm glad I did.
Shake off the excess.
Shake it all off.
That was wonderful.
Very
I
moist
have
after.
nightmares tonight.
I'm not good with words. But I think when I think back to everything that I've done since like day one with these motherfuckers, like you were there always. And you were like the only one that actually listened to me for a really long time. So, duh. Of course I got like all feelsy and stuff. And then Dench came along. God. I was so jealous. So fucking jealous. I don't think it's fair to tell you how I feel if I don't get to stay. That would be cruel. But I think you know.
Well, Amara, I love you. And I will wear the cruelty because I think it is worth it. It's worth every moment we've had, and it is every memory.
Mara's just gonna be like, not of lava, but single tear. And she's just gonna be like, I love you too. I'm sorry I didn't say it.
It's Aaron Cochrane. That's yeah.
Can you do that again?
I will not do that. It's that you're trying to bandage up gaping holes in his chest, and
I got you, buddy.
you kind of now realize that your initial investigation of his body reveals that his head is missing.
I thought I had him there, guys.
Tell us the things you're going to tell us.
Okay.
And maybe we'll let you live.
Yeah, if it's
lying.
I'll actually laugh. Like in character.
Are your shoulders like that? Like,
It comes out exactly like that.
I don't know what they're gonna do.
You have feathers in your hand of this Pegasus.
Do we see the children?
Yes. Yes.
I'm going to try and catch the children.
All right. They're moving very quickly. So what's your flying speed?
My flying speed full is 60 feet.
Okay. 60 feet. Okay. They're falling a bit faster, but you can attempt to.
Is our first kill in the campaign 2 innocent children?
And as you get closer, you see lives. And this cage that it now looks like it is so packed with corpses, squished together. As you get a closer look, this symbol is depicting two companies or houses, but they are together. They're on the same bit of metal. They depict the house that your parents are working in. And they depict the symbol on the other side of House Tarot.
Oh, fuck you.
And we're gonna end that. And we're gonna end that tonight. And that's it. That's it, everybody. We're gonna take the quickest 10-minute break.
Oh
Roll the damage! Welcome back. And as you can see, I have a good old, good young Jordan with me. Hello, Jordan. We're doing.
Others are in timeout.
Yeah, others are not allowed to come in anymore. They've misbehaved during last half. But you're listening to Maury's last words before leaving. In that moment, while you listen, You hear in your mind that Link and Avalea speaking to you. When she does, she doesn't look at you directly, but looks at the conversation, but her mind reaches yours. The towering woods. You traveled some time. You've traveled much. Balinor follows. He watches. Rin Ulwalugo. What do you know about the wolf with the red eyes?
Only what Balinor has shown me. What do you know of him? You said, well, not that you would remember, but I know that you use divination to try and narrow in on when you're supposed to be places. Is Balinor part of this?
Balinor is one of many gods that we speak to. Oh my goodness, it's another raid. Oh,
Hey.
sorry, Liam Draws. Hello. Hi, we're cousins. Hi. Hello, welcome. Sorry, didn't just saw you there. Thank you so much for raiding us. We're just doing a one-to-one at the moment before our other three appear. But thank you so much for joining us and raiding us. Thank you. Listen in on a certain backstory, and let's see how much we can reveal. This is Avalea, an Archmage of the 12 of Arcanex, talking to Rin currently in his mind, while the others are around him in a room in Vedica in Karnath, in Corvair, in Eberron, if you all know. And we hone in. I know a little of what Balinor told me. A little of each of you. You should know that your journey continues. Your tribe still waits for you. They wait for a hunter to come and fulfill prophecy. They come and await the shaggy black wolf.
You mentioned the beast. Is that supposed to be me?
That is yet to be revealed to me. Your path is a path we have known about for some time. You're an interesting specimen, Shifter. One that sows the seed of destiny. The towering trees of the Eldin reaches hold sway to many creatures within, hold life and death. They reveal little. They have a grasp on the people there your tribe sit in an interesting point in their history. I wonder, should you return, whether you will be welcomed or shunned. They wonder about you and your whereabouts. You are welcomed and hunted. The beast follows you, expectantly, waiting for a turn, waiting for you to see it. And should you find the beast, then you will know.
What is the cause of the corruption there? I know I was supposed to stop it at some point, but what Balinor showed me just made me think that I would not. Even though I was told my entire life that that is why I was there.
You were told you were a savior, and Balinor showed you to be the perpetrator.
But all I saw was the destruction that the corruption had.
And do you think you were the cause? Is that why you run?
It looked like to me the beast that came out of the Yage smoke. It shared some of my features, but it was older. I didn't know if that was the future.
And if it is?
Well, that is why I wanted to not be there.
But if it's the future, if you truly believe Balinor, would you not be the vision eventually?
Well, if the corruption is in the woods, and I'm not in the woods, how will I be corrupted?
And thus we speak of the beast, a strand of your past, like a tether drawing you back. Should the events of Karnath and the events of the Eldeen Reaches come to pass, you will be looking at yourself in the smoke again and truly see yourself. There is a battle ahead, one that I feel you are not meant to win, for you will choose not to.
What is your purpose here then?
I was sent to rid Karnath of its evil, to rid Vedica of this threat which I have thus failed to do, and to warn you, Rin. Warn you, Derinkuyu, that should the evil here not abate, it will spread wide. And the Eldeen Reaches is not, and your tribe will not be the only tribe threatened. And the evil there will converge upon the evil here. And that will be the undoing of the North.
And what about the dwarves in the Burrow Holds? And what's happening in Valinor?
The civil war, the greed,
Is this... What, you seem to be observing everything. Is this all connected, or...?
Separate battles must be fought by other heroes. You do not have the responsibility of all, no. Do not burden yourself with them. They will either unravel themselves or be stilled by others. Your path takes you back home eventually. For now, the beast must not be observed. You are not ready.
Well, you kind of put me in a precarious situation with my friends here. For someone who seems to observe everything, you acted quite quickly with Mori, and then just let him go. Was that just on a whim, from something that I told you? Or did you see more?
I saw a possibility. I saw war. Something that I could possibly prevent now, so it does not come to fruition. It is not simply I that sees these things. I'm sorry that your friend left. I'm sorry he is distrustful. But he must not stay here. No longer.
Do you ever just talk plain?
To you I will. He sees the evil here. He sees the undead. His race is one of purity, one of positivity, one of honoring their dead. His observations cast into the minds of the Undying Court have them alarmed. They have a great host. They itch. They want to spread their positive energy to the rest of the world. Should he have stayed in Corvair and learned more, they would come in a great army, and they would bring power that we have not seen here. It is a different world there, Derinkuyu. One that is, we have not been battle tested against. He would let them know, as he has already, about the evil here, and they would act quickly. I'm sorry that you've lost a friend, but I have prevented much more.
I still don't know what to do.
Don't go after him. That is what I ask. Lila has spoken to me before you, in my mind, and she has a need to head to Korth. You were going to accompany her, and she was going to quit the administration. She has my blessing. Not that she needs it. I asked her upstairs simply so that she does not hear pain, for she had suffered that enough already under me in her life. I support her actions, and I support you accompanying her, and I wish her well. And I ask that you accompany her to keep her safe.
I will, because I like her. But I still do find it curious that she also lost memories. Roughly about the same amount that you did.
We are linked. We are blood. I am truthful when I say that this spell that was cast out of protection, this spell of chronomancy, we call it, is one of uncertain results. I wasn't unaware that it had the potency to reach down to others of the same relation.
Can I insight her?
Mm-hmm.
Is she trying to be somewhat deceptive about the nature of their family relation?
Sure.
6.
For all you can tell, you are fairly certain that there is strain between them. So far, she's spoken nothing but truth. She seems honest. She seems like she's trying to guide you as best she can, knowing very little about you. But what she's seen in visions. And she says, there is no love lost between my daughter and I. And I'm sorry that the memory loss has happened to her. It is research we take very seriously in the administration, and as us as 12. And they will know that that is one of the many possible outcomes. She needs friends right now, and I think all of you are best suited for this. She needs support that I wasn't able to give. I ask this as a favor.
I would have done it anyway.
Is there anything else you'd like to ask about your path?
Well, I'm sure you've probably realized that we have some sort of curse around us. We're supposed to kill your colleague.
I was suspicious of this. And if I seemed up too violent about my actions, then just know that I was unsure as to the curse. I was simply making sure that you weren't being charmed or under any sort of other influence.
I don't know. I think I'm just dumb when it comes to figuring out things. I was going to blame all these murders on some assistant of the Neath person at one point because she had fast feet.
Well, I will warn him, thank you. But he's not needing to be warned. But I will let him know he is the target of necromancers here regardless. He has no need to be warned of your quest.
Are you being fully truthful about not knowing why they would target him specifically? I mean, yeah, he's like secret communication guy, but that doesn't seem like it's all that difficult for you lot.
He used to be a necromancer.
From here? Is that where that House Civis is from?
No. House Civis is from Zelago. he has dabbled in necromancy to come down, and he fought against the necromancers to try and understand their secrets, which is why he knows much. I guess they call him necromancer. We call him resourceful, knowledgeable. I lied again because no one knows this about the 12. Well, him, Volin. I hope that imparting this knowledge will instill some trust within you of us.
To be honest, I got no idea who to trust right now.
I understand. But just know that they probably want him for his knowledge, and they will probably torture him out of it. He holds secrets. Secrets he doesn't share even with us about it, because he wants to forget about it now that the war is over. He focuses on House Civis communications now.
Maybe there's too many secrets around. No one
Always.
seems to want to talk about themselves.
Always. But before you go crusading against secrets of the Archmages, perhaps look amongst yourselves, find out more about each other, and make sure all secrets are out between you before you look abroad.
Yeah, well, I said a lot about myself. No one else wants to tell me.
You're very honest and upfront, Rin. That is what I like about your kind.
Not always, but...
Enough.
Can you make it so that Ivor can't sneeze?
I think I can do that.
That would probably stop some more fights.
Your culture is both strange and respected. I'll see what I can do.
Alright. Hey, how do you speak to Balinor?
I've researched much about other people's cultures. I have a small garden of Yage.
Is there anywhere I could get some around here?
I pronounce it Yage, by the way.
It's called Yage.
The Yage plant, more traditionally known, there are places in Korth that you can acquire some, yes?
I don't know. I think I might need to talk to him again.
I think that is wise.
Well, I hope what you told me is true. I'll look after Lila anyway.
Thank you. And it's at that point Maury finishes speaking to Locke and he leaves. And though the link is still there, the conversation ceases. All right, head back in.
Where?
Here. We're going to invite all the other team back. Bear with us for a moment, everyone.
You dead?
No, I killed Avalea and...
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's kind of this epic mage battle.
Could I please come in?
Sweet.
Oh shit, it's got all those balls in here.
Yeah, it's because of that epic mage battle that just happened.
Oh, it's chilly. Chilly.
Hey, where am I?
Are we still live?
We are still live.
Nice.
And we also had a raid. Liam Draws came in.
Hey, Liam Draws, thank you.
with a lot of people.
Oh
so
my
thank
god,
you
it's
very much.
actually freezing in here.
It's great, isn't it?
It's lovely.
Acclimatized to the outside world.
Yeah.
No, I hate it. Uncomfy.
Welcome, Raiders. Thank you.
Yes.
Hey.
So the door closes and Maury is no longer with you. Avalea and Lila are there. And Avalea says, before I leave,
Who were your cousins?
before I leave, is there anything you would like of me? Any task you have of me? Any favor I can give? I find myself unwelcome here. Therefore, it would be safer for me to take my leave before any other threats are thrown around.
I mean, this is your daughter's house, so I feel like you're welcome here. I regret the threats, but I think you can acknowledge that it was you that acted heavy-handed at first.
I may have certainly acted in haste now that the spell has worn, and wasn't aware of the power that was really here. I will make sure my brethren are aware so we can act accordingly. You're right. This Lord Dorez perhaps may not be where you say he is anymore and has moved on. But I still hold responsibility here, and I will wait until my brethren get here before I act and cleanse Vedikar at least. I feel like that is still my responsibility, or at least the responsibility of the 12. I have asked, or I would ask, that you continue to accompany Lila to Korth. Not as a favor to me, but a favor to her. I have heard that she would like to do away with her responsibilities to the administration, and for that, I give her my blessing. Not that she needs it.
Yes, gladly.
Kalani?
I don't have anything else to say.
Where to from here then? Do we still need to head to... Now that Mori has left us, and I'll look at Abalaya.
Oh, yeah, quick, one question. And this is a DM question. Does the lightning rail still run?
Yes, it does.
Ah,
yep.
Then I'll have an in-game question. How long does it take the lightning rail to get to Korth?
The lightning round does not run through Vedikar.
Huh. That's a shame. Okay, then.
Do we even need to still go there now?
To Korth? Yeah, we got to take Lila there so she can
resign.
Is this something that she still wants to do?
Yeah.
Lila says, I would, yes. It would be, I've come to that decision. It would be for the best if I moved on.
As a member of the 12th, can you not just disband her?
Avalea says, I can verbally write. Well, I can write my own letter on her behalf, but it still needs to go through the proper authorities.
Plus, it's not really a good look if you quit your job
through your mother.
Getting your mum to write a letter for you.
Not that any of us would know, because apparently we're all orphans.
All 4 of us.
And you're all currently not being paid either.
I was being paid.
Maury's left.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Which means on to the next thing that I can make money from.
I give you the job of carrying 1/4 of these gold bars in exchange for using them for food and stuff.
I'll think about it.
Nice.
I must admit, I am a little bit disappointed, though.
In?
I'll look at Abalaya. In the departing of an ambassador, of someone who's not been here in some time.
Oh, he'll have some adventures. Think of all we've taught him.
Unfortunately, nothing too kind, I don't think.
Yeah, how not to die, and what things are like here.
Let me run you through a scenario. The actions of the 12. I don't think you would have any reprimand from them, but do you think their city will look fairly upon Corvair after this?
The 12 are aware of my actions. They know almost immediately. There are reasons that I had, again, I wanted to make sure that there wasn't any subterfuge in his words, in Maury's words.
You mentioned on good authority. I am sorry to bring this back up, but you mentioned on good authority. Is there something else that made you question?
Yes, it was me.
Other than, did you already say that before? Because you said you feel bad about, yeah. Other than Rin's outburst.
Yes, there are other things. Again, though it is for the sake of not putting any more burden on your shoulders that I sometimes request that I do not tell all. Though that would come across as me keeping secrets or not allowing you to come to understand everything. Everyone does have secrets. Yes, there is more to Maury leaving than simply that accusation. One that for now I would prefer not to discuss.
Well, I think at some point you might have to. I've bestowed safety upon him through some of my friends. I do not wish to endanger them.
The amulet?
It's nothing really, but it is a signet of sorts.
No. Your people are not in danger. Not anymore.
Then I guess I will have to take your word for it. And I hope perhaps we'll have to take ours at some point as well.
I do.
No, who knows? We may never see each other again.
Maybe not.
No, I intend on it again.
Anyway, if we can diffuse this awkwardness and maybe have our leave, that would be ideal. Don't want to stay in one place for too long.
Alright. Lila's been awfully quiet during this entire exchange. How's she doing?
She's just been observing, though as you gaze on her, she says, I'm sorry, I'm again a little unsure about the reasons behind Maury's leaving, but I know that the 12. I know you know that I know now. You know, I grew up with that sort of power around me, and though they do have their frustrating moments, if the 12 should want or need to keep something to themselves for the greater good, then they will, and they will be stubborn and not to share it. If that means that you think of me as one of them, then I cannot help what you think, but I'm not.
Well,
I don't think any of us were accusing you, Lila, of anything.
Does that mean you're still happy to take me to court?
Well, I mean, a part of the adventure is to get you out of it, so.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, I'm ready to go.
I may have secured travel conveniently.
Nice.
You've got some gold. And I know that the weight is bringing you a burden, so.
Well, I mean, if you're happy to use your quarter as well.
We could all use a quarter of our own
We can all
gold.
contribute a little bit from our quarter.
What is this travel? You
Well, I
speak
mean,
of?
you do owe me an extra 324 gold and 48 silver.
Yeah, fair enough. Here, and I'll scrape however much amount of that is into his pile that he's carrying.
This mode of travel.
Well, the dwarves, they've offered their airship. It'll take us 2 weeks.
Nice.
2 weeks and 3 days.
And
Well, sorry, 4 days. I managed to shave
how
a
much
day
is
off.
this costing us
800 gold.
Bruh.
per person?
No, for the entirety of us.
Oh, well, that's
50,
fine.
50 gold a day.
Ah.
It was 1,000 before.
800 is
Before what?
Before I persuaded them to take it down.
How much would it cost us just to buy some griffins?
Need I remind you how much it cost Rin to be transported through you?
Yeah, well, it was a really fast airship. Super fast airship. And he got here real quick.
What are you talking about? Do we walk through that corridor with all the doors?
Yeah, to get to the airship entryway.
Talking about the port?
Oh, we ended up just straight into that pub.
It's because that's it. Straight off the airship, into the pub, get lit, adventures be had.
There's a pub on the airship.
Yeah.
I don't remember the airship.
Because you fucked up.
I think, speaking of airships, we should probably travel towards one.
I think that's a good idea, but would it not be cheaper to just rent like a
Well,
griffin?
if
or
we get
something?
I
if
mean,
we
like-
get griffins, we have to feed them. We have
Correct.
to maintain them. We have to make sure they actually like us, or they just won't even do anything for us. I prefer the idea of an airship where we have to do absolutely nothing aside from enjoy our time.
You have to stable them too. And they're far less quicker.
Oh, it's not as fast.
No.
No.
I don't know that, do I?
You're not sure. No,
Surely
not
we could
sure.
determine that traveling by air with no traffic or interactions with human beings is quicker than riding stubborn little griffins.
Yeah, but they're flying also through the air. You don't have to. Who are we going to interact with?
Does an airship have a personality?
Those who want to can make a nature check.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm doing it too.
I'm assuming it's slower.
Oh, nat 20.
What a waste of a nat 20.
Yeah, it's way slower.
Not one.
Oh, I'm not that bad.
You can't remember what a griffin is.
Survival?
You think it's some sort of rodent.
17.
Also, they'll chew through everything. Like ropes, buckets, limbs if you start to rot.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, they eat meat, don't they?
Would you get 17 and? Did you roll in?
I didn't, because
That's all
I wouldn't have really any knowledge about airships.
No. To both of your best knowledge, you both know that the griffin will need probably daily
loving care.
landing, feeding, and resting, which will add another couple of weeks onto that travel. And you're aware that to purchase griffins are about 1,000 gold pieces each, at least, if
Get
not
wrecked.
1,500, because they need to be reared from the egg.
Yeah, at least we'd own griffins, though. It's just dead money. Just, here's our gold.
And they are rare. They're not something you can just pick up in Vedic.
Griffins depreciate in value. Think of all the money you have to put into them to keep them alive.
Yeah. All right, and we can take the edge.
I mean, you get lifelong companionship.
Are
but-
you scared of heights?
No, my suggestion was to ride a griffin through the sky. Griffins fly through the sky.
How? They don't have wings.
Griffins?
Wait, what?
No, they don't have wings.
Hold up. I'm going to pull out
I think you're thinking about griffin hounds.
I'm gonna
They're
pull out
totally different.
pen and some paper and... What do I roll for how good of a drawing this is? I'm
wisdom.
trying to draw a griffin.
Exactly
go
on what
wisdom-
you drew on the
wisdom check.
blackboard.
What blackboard?
Hey, not one.
Okay.
This is a griffin.
It looks like does it look like a
It looks
rodent?
like a rodent. Yeah.
Am I even more
Yes.
confused by his knowledge and then his drawing?
Yes.
Like, the fuck?
Griffins.
Yes.
You know
there-
it's not a griffin because
there
you've
an
seen them,
animal-
but you just can't draw.
Is there an animal book on the shelf?
Anyways, they can fly. Trust me.
They can
doesn't look like they can fly.
That doesn't look like anything.
Can you draw better?
What's the modifier?
It's a wisdom check.
Wisdom.
He might not be able to read or write, but he can draw.
Yeah. What's it? 13? I
There are
just draw wings on the.
There are
rat that you
wings on
redrew.
what looks to be a half a cat.
Well,
Bit more accurate.
Absolutely not. That's a griffin.
okay. Well, anyway, when we see a griffin, I'll point it out and be like,
Now let me draw an airship for you, and I'll draw a submarine. No, I'm joking.
all right, airship it is. I will admit I didn't think about having to land them. Well, I'm sure you could rig up some kind of healing potion
You know what doesn't need that?
bucket.
An
full of
airship.
Crack.
I don't think that'll be a fun campaign for us if we do that. Yeah.
What's
right.
happening?
Yeah, actually, it'll be nice. It'll be a cruise. Can we at least
It'll
splash
be a
out?
cruise.
They better have a bar on this thing.
Oh, it's a dwarven airship. Surely it does.
What do you mean by that? All right, let's go.
You know what I mean by that.
You're an alcoholic.
Yeah, I know.
Crippling alcoholic.
I know. It's true.
Anyway, making our way downtown, airships bound, faces frowned.
That note that was left behind. What does that say?
Are you reading it out, or are you just going to sneakily open it up?
No, I'll read
From
it out.
Maury.
Yeah, I'll read it out from Maury.
I mean-
it's not a secret.
Yeah, if I saw Maury leave it on, I'd probably want to
Wanna
know what it says. Yeah.
Sure. There are two things written on it. The first is
Where's old mate?
You guys.
Lila's mum.
Avalea is,
Avalea.
Oh, mate.
is sitting down talking with Lila in whispered words.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to share the note so broadly and loudly that Amalea can hear it. I
Okay.
would want to share it only with my companion.
There are two things on there. One of them is a sentence. It says it was a pleasure, and the next below are numbers. They look like coordinates.
Yeah, so this has got like a longitude and latitude.
Yep.
If I was looking at these, do these coordinates seem like they are in Corvair, or are these elsewhere over the
Elsewhere.
sea? Ah,
Elsewhere over the sea.
yeah. Oh, okay. Well, that's
Can I have a look at that?
yeah, 100%.
Just-
Pass it around.
Same thing.
yeah. Maybe we should have a look at this a bit more in private.
Yeah, I agree.
Not that there's much here.
Well, it sounds like we will have plenty of time on this airship.
Yes. I wonder if they'll need to make port somewhere.
Guess we'll find out.
2 weeks. Maybe we should head back to the dwarves.
Wonder where the stopover would be.
That's a good shout.
Should there be?
We'd have to go back to Finkel.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine. You guys are okay now?
Yeah, that was Fergan.
Right.
And we're all good.
What was their father's name again? Uthin?
Ulthin.
Ulthin. It's all right. It's not too far of a journey. Does anybody want to do anything on the way there?
I'm ready to leave this city. See more of the realm.
Yeah.
Yes, I too am ready to get out of here.
It's actually quite uncommon for me to stay somewhere this long.
Should we head back to the
same.
the lieutenant? She still owes us gold.
I think absolutely fuck that and we just leave. A, we have all the gold we need. And B, last time we tried to get gold from somebody that owed us, we ended up in a death cave.
Yeah, but he ended up more worse for wear.
How much is one of
probably
these
still
gold
falling.
bars worth in gold pieces? Roughly.
Well, you were told that there were about 70 gold bars. So you're looking at about 140, 145 gold pieces per bar.
Right. Oh.
So everybody take.
And that equates to 10 grand.
10 grand.
Actually, it's more like 69 because we gave one to Maureen.
What is happening?
As you leave, in fact, as you leave the home, Lila, just behind you, Avalea, staying, you do notice that there is the gold bar that you gave Maury on the step leading out. So just on the outside. Though no one has seemed to pick it up,
Let's pick that up.
he left it there.
Yeah, right. Well, there's one more.
Nice.
Lila, you coming?
Everyone add 17.5 gold bars to your inventory.
Okay, how much gold is that worth?
That is worth.
I guess divide 10k between 2,500.
Are you
each.
happy for us to just use this as gold pieces?
No.
Why?
No, because...
No, I mean, the weight should actually equate out if we're using encumbrance.
Sure, if something... If something...
Because I don't think it will add the weight if we just write gold bars.
Oh, yes, I see what you
So,
mean.
like,
Sure,
if
sure.
you
Sorry,
put it in
sorry.
as
You mean
gold
as your
pieces.
inventory?
Yeah, if you
Oh,
put
yeah,
it in
definitely.
as gold pieces in your
Apologies.
inventory.
In your inventory, sure, absolutely.
Yeah,
I
like,
thought
it
you
will
meant as
no-
though you're bartering.
No.
Okay.
No, like in the narrative of the story,
Yes, yes, yes.
it's gold bars.
Perfect.
But yes.
No.
How much does it equal in gold pieces?
It equals. I just did all this maths in my head, and I'm like, it's 10,000 gold pieces worth of gold bars.
Between 4 is
2,500.
Yeah,
I said that
right.
before. Oh my god! And I did all the maths in my head. I was like, dish divided by that weight.
No, so like now it's told me. Yeah.
What else said on the... Said nothing on the letter, just...
It says, it's been a pleasure, and then the coordinates.
Jesus.
What's the whole piece of gold to rounding?
2,500.
Lila's with you as you all leave the home. And she breathes a sigh of relief and she says, oh, it was so very stressful in there. I'm so sorry.
I will help yourself to whatever you want inside the house.
That's money.
The door shuts
Go home.
as you say
Go
that.
home.
I know.
Avalea is left in there.
I'm gonna quickly turn and ask, how much do I owe you again?
Already took it off you.
You already did?
Yeah.
Ah, wonderful.
Was it? It was 560 gold pieces, yeah.
That's 300 and something.
Oh, bro.
Wow. Why would you lie about something like that?
Huh? Didn't lie. Rin hardly knows how to read.
Fair point.
Do we need... There's no other loose ends. We can just go. Supplies-wise, we're okay?
I mean, food and drink would be provided there, so I don't think we need to top up with rations unless you just want some
Great.
snacks. I don't mind a...
No, I'm happy.
Or a
Go about.
herb.
No, happy.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Rin,
I want to leave here.
you okay?
I feel bad
Why?
because I keep blurting things out because I think I figured them out and it's not right and it's bad for people.
It's okay, because if you write it out 10 times in a row on a
it's
piece of parchment,
Okay, thank you.
then you learn from it because you see it in your brain so many times that...
So you're saying because I can't write that I will never learn?
Oh, no, that's genuinely not what I meant. It's just...
Kalani, come on.
No, back
Be sensitive.
back in the orphanage where I grew up, if we did something wrong, just write it out. They make us write it out over and over again.
I don't see how you
It's
saying
repetitive
writing several times helps Rin.
Okay.
We'll teach you your letters.
We've got 2 weeks. Maybe I'll show you some things.
Yeah, but then
It's bold of you to assume that someone can't write just because they can't read.
That's
He's
true.
outly said he can't.
Okay, well, I didn't listen.
I mentioned it 2 moments ago.
Well,
Again, it's about intention, though. I'm not trying to be mean.
It's fine.
yeah.
I think. Rin.
yeah, it's fine.
Well,
Oh, this is getting awkward now
let's
again.
leave this horrible, burned down, half infested.
Oh, thank you for that trauma.
Oh, that's right. We burned your house down.
See, maybe there you go. We all took our lumps.
Wasn't my house, it was just where I was working, but sure.
We burned your workplace
before you go.
No, I told them that I was going and I wasn't coming back.
Yeah, it's really weird when you.
Like, period?
Yes. They are to pretend that we never met.
Yeah, okay.
It's weird when someone leaves the workplace and then comes back a couple of days later just to check in. Gotta give it time. Like several years.
All right, well, we can continue this. Let's head to the...
Well, I assume we're
dwarves.
walking at the same
We're
time.
walking at the same time. Yep.
Can I steal that parchment back for a bit? I just want to copy those coordinates down. I feel like.
Yes, I feel like I should do that.
Yeah.
And
write down. I don't know. I'll write it down 5 times and I'll give everyone a copy of it.
hey, do you think he's written anything crafty on here that we can't see?
Maybe.
Yeah, take this for now. And I'll write down the coordinates as well.
Okay.
Every time you guys say about writing, I'm looking at Rin.
This is really just a.
Actually, no, you know your numbers. I know you know your fucking numbers.
I also saw that griffin as well. That was pretty good penmanship, so there's hope for you.
Thank you.
And you don't have to be upset about Maury either. That wasn't you that cast
It's also quite suspicious behaviour, so...
that spell on him, which probably ultimately left to him the reason why he wanted to leave.
I don't know. I just noticed that he'd been speaking in like all these like key moments that involved stuff.
I also
And then he got really sus about wanting to leave. Like as soon as we mentioned Volan.
It also takes absolutely no effort to say, like if you get clocked doing it, to just say, oh, I was just talking to a friend.
Yeah, I also wasn't expecting Avalea to like cast tentacle things on him.
Yes, the outburst was somewhat much worse than the accusation.
No offense, Lila.
And it was also in...
None taken.
Yeah, I'm sorry we said we could take your mum.
I thought maybe she may have been a little bit more tactful about that situation had you said that. And it seems like she's also letting on a bit less than what she actually knows. Which then, thus, makes me slightly suspicious of Amori, but I don't have any reason to believe.
I don't know if she's bad. I think she might be alright.
Who?
Avalea. I don't know many things though, but I think maybe she'll be alright. But they just, I don't know. They think that they know everything. I guess I do too.
Maybe there's room for you on the 12.
If I can mess that stuff up, maybe they can.
Well, yeah. All right.
Ivor, for one, is perfect and can never make a mistake.
It's true. They say it all across the realm.
You're heading towards Fingal Fireforge again to acquire the use of the airship, correct?
It seems like that's what we want to do. Is that what we want to do?
You find him again.
He's dead.
At you find him again at the hospital, and you make your way in without any fuss. And he's there, hammering away at what looks to be a shield of some kind, massive and round, a little bit bejeweled with rubies and sapphires. He looks like he's about halfway finished. There's still a little bit of work to go. And as he sees you, he's covered in soot, seemingly foregoing his raiments of white and of House Jurassico to wear blacksmithing tunic and black clothing.
Fingal!
Welcome again. It's nice to have you. What is it that... oh, you're here for the airship.
We're here for the airship, as discussed.
Okay.
Now, as someone who has ridden in many of the airships...
Yes.
Really?
I consider myself, yes, quite a... We haven't had this
Airship
discussion.
connoisseur.
Yeah, an airship connoisseur.
You've ridden them then before?
Yes.
And not like in the dwarven one, though?
Oh, yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Which ones?
Over to Shan.
That's not the name of an airship I
No,
remember.
that's just the path.
Oh.
To be fair, I didn't pay enough attention to the name because it wasn't that important to me.
Understandable.
However, am I right in saying that my friend was being charged 800 gold?
That's correct, and we made a good deal out of it too.
I mean, forgive me, and I don't mean to question you too hardly, but I feel like that's a bit steep.
Why is that steep?
I think that's a bit steep.
Here, female friend, it's not really. Normally it would be what I initially had to quote 1,000. 1,000 gold for five, yes. 5 persons, meals and accommodation every night, going for about 2 weeks. That's a lower than most.
In my opinion, it does seem quite steep. It's definitely more than I've been charged in my time.
Well, I'm assuming the amenities haven't been as good. You get the finest Nightwood ale on the way. You get the finest meals, and there's an escort.
There's an escort.
A fighting few. Some of my dwarf friends are going to accompany. They've got some things to trade.
Friends, come on. We purchased friends in this.
If she already has
acquisition.
dwarven friends, can we get a discount on that?
But you?
Yeah.
You call him a friend?
Yes.
Well, that's very kind of you. No, look, it's as far as I'm aware, I have to pay their wages. They're protecting the airship from intruders and other flying beasts.
Well, the good news is
yes,
we can protect ourselves.
That's
so
good.
we don't need protection.
Oh.
And for that reason.
My trading partners do, though.
Okay, well, the good news is that you pay them a wage, and that should be
Correct.
included in the wage.
Coming out of that normal amount that we've agreed on.
Which we don't need all of the amenities that you've listed. And also, your prices are slightly steeper than I've ever paid before. For that reason, my proposition would be 700 gold.
700?
Plus, we saved the city, so you can,
Look, a kind enough Locke did mention that you did quite a lot for Vedica, and that's half the reason I've reduced it to 800. 700, my goodness.
But
how about this? 700. And my friend Ivor here is quite talented with magic.
Yeah.
He puts on the greatest illusion show I have ever seen. How about he does a one-night only exclusive performance in which people would pay usually 50 gold pieces a pop to come and see? He'll perform that show for you, and you'll charge us 700 gold pieces.
I'm just going to look at it and be like, I don't know, man.
What you're saying is you charge people 50 gold. How long does this show go for? Does it have a little hanky-panky at the end?
No, it goes for about 60 minutes, and it is spectacular. Lots of surprises.
I'd expect it to be. I know creatures with more mouths that perform for less.
I will have you know that some of the 12 have witnessed this performance and very much enjoy it.
Probably why you charge that much. Listen, if I'm going to keep it down to 700, some of the amenities are going to have to go.
Just the protection. That's fine.
And the drink.
Counter offer.
Normal Nightwood ale. That costs a pretty penny.
Counter offer. What if we let you take a sketch of us all and you can stick it up on the wall and we'll give you an official endorsement and say, this is not a piece of shit airship.
Jeez, you're threatening me with my service on an airship? You're saying that my airships are not tip top in quality?
He's just not very good at articulating.
I think we're taking the train, man.
Well, maybe if someone didn't not back me up.
With 17 gold bars in front of him.
Don't do that.
Can we go, please?
Can I ask?
Too many gold bars. Should be like.
Do
6.
Would gold bars be more valuable than gold to the dwarves because they could use it for smelting purposes?
You'd imagine that would be certainly if any race would use gold bars the most, dwarves would be more inclined to. As you start
As my friend Rin has just advertised.
He's starting to look at these bars with this.
What about a reduction
gaze.
in price for the gold bars instead of coin?
I deleted them from my inventory already, so.
So you're piling 17 gold pieces. Sorry, 17 gold bars.
Just dump whatever sack I have them in. Or if they don't have them in a sack, is
Scrape 10 of those back out and then give them back to him. And then there's like that seventh one. I'm like looking at it. And I get my dagger out and I'm like cut it.
Oh my God, these poor dwarves.
I cut like roughly 0.08
Mm-hmm.
of that bar off the end.
You know there is a finesse to being a hero.
Who said that we
No
were?
one's going to endorse you if you're a prick throughout the...
Who said anyone wanted to be a hero?
Giving out free money.
Yeah, why not? Gold bars. Better than coin.
Let's hear it then. You want 700 gold pieces. I get the bars. You don't drink any of the Nightwood ale.
Oh no, the Nightwood Ale must be included.
Then his performance has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, righto. Sure.
But you only get half an hour.
I'm not doing it right at the start. I want to get to know
Didn't
the
you say an
people.
hour? Initially.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
but-
I give you the full hour, but I'm doing it towards the end of it. I need to get to know my audience. Add some special flair in there.
Deal. 700.
Nice.
In gold bars.
It's like 100.
It's roughly 6.92
All right, well,
gold bars.
Yeah.
chuck them 6.92. Add
Straight back 10
from Rin's pocket.
Give me,
Rin's got this one.
It's called the Cloud's Fury. It's a bit of a beast of an airship. We're going to it's going to go aloft in the morning, so you have a night to prepare and say your goodbyes and do what you need to.
Does it stop over anywhere on the journey?
It has enough supplies to take the trip in full, but if you
No,
need
that's
to,
that's fine. I was just curious as to whether you're picking up more people along the way, whether it's just
No.
us. Okay.
direct routes. It's safer anyway.
That is a good question. Well, there are many people accompanying us. Right? This is very larger.
A few-
larger vessel.
A few visitors, yes. You think of it's a massive thing. Think of maybe a three-masted vessel similar to a galleon. It's a big thing. You need two air elementals and two mages
Wonderful.
of House Laranda.
Have you heard of the Cloud's Fury before?
Actually, have I heard of the Clouds
No.
Fury before? No.
It's there are hundreds and hundreds of airships in the sky. It's around Corvair at any one time. It's easy not to know all of them. There are very few that are famous. He says, if you need to, you can just use one of our beds to rest for the evening. We've got about, I'd say, 13 hours before we go.
The airship is here though, right?
Just outside the city. We're going to bring it in the morning.
Okay, fair. Great. Then here for the night. Yes?
All right.
Great.
Do we go back to Lila's place?
No, I mean just here.
Just sleep here.
Yeah.
We'll put up some beds for you.
Offered.
We got the Nightwood Ale that you can still drink and buy here if you like. Vugbo can hook you up.
You put the beds in the room, our own private room?
Yeah, they're already set up.
Oh, good.
Private rooms.
Yeah.
Correct.
Lovely. Private rooms, Kalani.
Don't hit me.
700 gold bars.
Hey, what if someone falls off while we're up there? Do you have like a...
It's a long way
there's, like,
down.
nets, right?
You don't have like a safety thing, like one of those tokens they use in Shan?
Oh, the Featherfall ones. No. We got the nets. Of course we had the bloody nets.
Also, handy hint. Don't jump.
I'm gonna jump.
Yeah, don't plan on falling off.
The nets will...
Or getting stuck between because of
The nets will grab you,
They're
and
high.
then a porthole opens in the ship, and you just roll back in. It's great. Some people
That
just
does sound pretty fun. You're not going to try that?
No.
No.
Is it a dwarven-sized porthole?
no, it's a big one. You won't hit your head.
Nice.
It's like a little slide. It's thrilling.
Great character, as if we wouldn't do that.
I'm not afraid of heights, but I don't wish to tempt
Fate.
Fun?
the grip of fate.
Fun's grip.
Anyway, enjoy your evenings. Feel free to come and go as you please. If you need any last minute supplies.
Hey, we might actually get one night where we can sit down and have a drink and not have any imminent danger follow us. That would be nice. Or
That would
fires.
actually be nice. I can make a fire if you wish.
No.
Lila puts her stuff down and heads straight towards Vogbo, the barkeep, and
I will
exchanges.
also follow.
Cool. Exchanges. It exchanges coin for that dark ale, and you come to know that for the next however many hours you'd like to stay there, it is in fact uneventful. And Lila's
Slay!
now it's eventful because fuck that word.
How dare you?
But no, nothing happens. Nothing of note. Each of you can partake in drink, though it's a silver piece per mug of ale, if you'd like to partake in them.
Yeah, I'll have a couple.
Yeah, same.
Okay. Take however many silver you want off. I trust you for the ales.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
Water's passed around. You get.
Ren, you having something?
No.
You should. Let me show you something.
You get shown your room, so you know where to eventually sleep for the evening. They're on the second and third stories of the hospital.
We're all in our own private room each.
Eventually, you will be, yes. Simple but elegant. The beds are large, and there is plenty of food to be had as well for the morning. While the evening passes, or the afternoon into the evening passes, what would you like to do?
Hang out.
I will sit down and begin to pen a letter, which I will send to you shortly.
Cool.
You a letter?
Me a letter. I'm also going to make a very careful copy of the note that was left. I don't want to destroy it or touch it because I know you want to suss it out and have a look at it. But I'm going to try my absolute best to make a pristine copy.
Okay.
The numbers at least should be that, but I'm trying to make it like exact.
On your own parchment?
On my own parchment, with my own ink.
Okay.
Are you going to have a drink? Doesn't have to be alcoholic.
Well, what do you want to show me?
I'm going to get a piece of paper out and a quill. How much, if any, what could you write?
Well, I don't know. We never really wrote anything down back in the village. It's just told to us in stories, but I don't know. I've seen enough signs around Shan and here that I know that, like, if you want to buy armor and weapons, there's the word that they write starts with the little squiggly circle, the little tail on the end of it.
Yeah.
Looks like a fat shrew.
Okay. Let me
Just gonna write out the alphabet for him.
have a look here. And I'm going to get a couple of things out because, well, first I'll see how engaged Rin is.
Yeah, he's like 2 ales deep.
And I'll check a message for me. I'll write down some letters on a piece of parchment.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be like, do you know what this says?
Huh? Is that what you wrote on it?
Sorry?
Is that what you wrote on the thing?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. we might need a bit of time if you're happy to do this.
But what if then I know what the word on the back of my eyes is?
Well, I guess it hasn't harmed any of us just yet.
I mean, I could probably posit a guess because I know how to speak.
Mm.
And given the 3 words that you guys got, probably limits the possibilities of what's on the back of my eyes.
Well, yes. So you can conclude, so that's good.
You can think for yourself, boy.
All right.
All right.
How do I write Rin?
So that's what this says. And I'll point to what your name is on the piece of parchment.
Well, I wouldn't know, but you misspelled it.
Well, that's how you spell your name now.
Yeah, it's canon.
All right, we might need to update the overlay. How do you spell lock?
And I'll write it down. L-O-C-K.
E?
No.
Why does it doesn't need that?
You don't get extra letters.
Gosh, DM.
In my names.
Yeah, I get extra letters.
Yeah. Is it 1 N, is it? Okay. And then I'll would I know how to teach? I know how to teach basic language or
Yeah,
common.
absolutely with your law. Yes.
Yeah. And as I'm doing that, I'm actually going to use with bestow knowledge. Would that speed up learning for periods of time, or would it only just be like it's very magical? It's only in the moment. If you repetitively did it.
Bestow knowledge being the spell?
Yeah. It's also a feature in my class.
Oh, the feature. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Maybe we'll just keep going. But I'll try and teach him basic common.
Sure.
And see how he goes.
Okay. So you do that for the evening?
Yeah. While he's doing that, and would you take to it, or are you just going to piss you off?
No, start following your lead.
Make an intelligence check, please. Rin.
Can I give him guidance? Because I'm guiding him.
Sure.
Because you're literally guiding me.
Yeah, I am actually guiding you.
Nice.
All right, it's this side of the table.
Hey.
10.
It's a good start.
No worries. All right.
As I'm trying to show him, I guess, the basics of the alphabet, I'd imagine this would be a little bit more time consuming. But I'll get him to, if you're happy to, and only if you feel comfortable, try and practice just some writing of short words, like your name and what's your favorite animal, Rin?
Griffin.
Keep it simple. It's going to be easier on you. 3 syllables.
Catoplepus.
Yeah.
In the reaches, there's these little you seen a squirrel?
I've seen a squirrel, yes.
Yeah, they're a little bit bigger than that, and they eat squirrels.
Oh my god.
They're called pine martens.
Pine martens. Wow, that's...
Is it a real animal?
Yeah.
Cool. I thought you were just making that up.
All right.
No, hang on.
Maybe we'll start with the word pine. And I'll be like, write this out, and this is how the syllables work. And then, if you can, it'll make it easier for you to... I know that you already know how to speak, but if you A-E-I-O-U out loud. It'll help with your writing.
Ayo.
No, they're
You.
separate, as in letters. And if I ever get a moment where he's just practicing on his own, I'm going to try and get the map of Corvair out and check what the longitude and latitude is of the numbers.
The map that you produce only shows you Corvair, no other continents beyond. And so the latitude and longitude is to the north, far, far north, it would seem, from the northernmost edge, which is, well, if you don't count the Lazar Principalities, which is too far east anyway, you would imagine that Arana would be essentially directly north of the Sion Sound, which is the northernmost area of Ondair, which there's still land beyond that, but it's directly due north north of that. In terms of there being the closest land to it that would connect Corvair, it would be Desolate, which is a little town that's marked in the Demon Wastes. So so this place called Desolate is the northernmost looking town, but Sion Sounds would be the northernmost, or the most southern point.
Neat.
In the Demon Wastes?
So yeah, there's a little town called Desolate in the Demon Wastes on the very, very tip, near Starcrag Rock.
Once I see
Desolate, yeah, right.
Once I see him figure that out, I'm going to drop my letter in the hat.
Cool.
Put my hat back on.
Cool.
And then I'll check in on Ren every now and again, see how he's going, and drink my 2 cups of Nightshade ale.
Better not be.
Nightwood.
No, Nightwood ale.
Yep.
And so that's what I would figure out.
Lovely. Yep.
Is where potentially why I have no idea, but
cool.
How are you going?
1 sec, I'm just
Lila responds.
Tempting
Fine,
something.
thank you. It's been a stressful couple of days, so thank you for your patience while we traverse the 12 and try and reason with them unsuccessfully. Thanks very much for traveling with me. Once we get to Corthiel, I won't bother you anymore if you don't want me around. But
I'll kind of like shake her.
Me or
No, not you. Lila.
So Goliath's just sitting here
Gently and
like,
just be like, shut up, you're making this sound like such a chore.
I don't know.
It's been a pleasure.
Of course, there's a while away. There could still be things between us and there that hinder us, but hopefully not.
Yes, hopefully not would be nice.
Don't say stuff like that.
No, it's just with the happenings in Vedekar and the undead, it just doesn't forebode well. It doesn't bode well for.
it's also a blessing to get out.
Yes, well, exactly right. It's hopefully now Avalea Mother can bring in her allies and together they can get rid of whatever's left.
Whose idea was it for her and you to decide not to tell people
About what?
that she's your mother?
It was my idea.
Why?
I've mentioned that it was more. I don't want it to make it then feel like I owe her anything for being one of the 12, or that I ride on her shoulders and have the authority that she does. I don't want to be known for that. I want to have my own life and my own tale. I don't want me to be known as one of the 12's daughters and be dragged along like someone to be, face to face revered and then behind my back scorned.
Yeah, that's understandable.
So if I can just make my own story, it would be much better for me.
Makes sense.
Well, you're going to be one step closer to that once you leave the ministry.
Yeah.
What is it you want to do after that?
I don't know. There's some places I have yet to visit in Corvair. I will almost be a free agent, as it were.
Say if you had no aptitude for magic, what would you do?
If I didn't have any aptitude for magic. Goodness.
By the way, do you know any illusion spells?
I'm not the best at them. Why?
Have you got any? Like anything?
I can make small sparks fly from my hands.
Did you or did you not have an illusion of one of the 12 floating above you?
We're talking about you got plenty of illusion spells, don't you? And then I'll use some. I'll use Jesus, can't even say it at the moment.
Forgot about that, but there are limits to that. But yeah, good point.
I also, if you'd like to, pretend like you have a magic trick. I have a melon that looks like a watermelon but is blue on the inside.
Fuck yeah. All right.
So I'll produce it from my bag. And give
Why
it
is it blue on the inside?
You were there.
At
I'm
this
the boy
point,
in the card.
the skin is really soft. Very, very soft. And there's a tinge of a smell that would remind you of fruit that's been out in the sun for a little too long.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll treasure it always.
So you should. It's a true gift.
You've also got that sick spell that you do that changes the color of my eyes.
Conjure smoke. Yeah, I think we'll be okay.
I can help you out if you need it.
Just use your dazzling personality.
Yes, dazzling is a good word to use.
No, it's good. That's perfect. I've got a perfect show lined up. I'm going to eat this watermelon, and I'm going to fart some sparks. I'm going to have Farizo come out while I'm sorting myself out, and I don't know.
You could use Lila as your magician's assistant.
I can make flames and things brighten for you, or dim. I could make some weird tremors, which might not be ideal on a...
No, we should shake this airship.
On a airship. Make footsteps.
Either way, I'm sure it will be an amazing show. And worst case scenario, I'll just try and clear the nets and jump off.
I mean, you only have anything to lose after this.
No.
They just won't feed you.
Yeah.
I can't do any magic, but I can just clap enthusiastically.
That might be the most useful thing.
Rin, you look like you've got something.
No, maybe not.
Eager to share.
No. A very illegible note.
Mm-hmm.
Can I have a look?
No. Thought better of it.
All right.
It'll say, look, you are a good friend, but very poorly mistaken. Misspelt and written.
You're a good fiend.
Yep.
Ouch.
Okay.
I can make it out. Yeah, that's a good start.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly for someone who hasn't written at all.
Yeah, I'm pretty smart.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid effort. We just keep at this for another year and you'll be reading and writing in no time.
Well, it'll be a year.
What makes the airship go?
The air elementals.
Yeah.
Oh.
The mages.
Oh, I didn't know an elemental here.
Yeah, that's true.
Lila says
Two of
the
them.
House Lyranda is quite adept in controlling air elementals. So they summon them from the elemental plane of air and they essentially keep them in place and they direct the airship.
I didn't know that. I just assumed it was... You made it really light and it just kind of sailed along like a normal ship. That's what I imagine.
The wind of the air elemental lifts this ship. The magic of that.
Is there magic to make it light, or is it just a really strong...
Really strong air elemental.
There you go. The more you know.
The more you know.
Rin, I think we'll make a calligrapher out of you in no time. Your drawings are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Your language needs a bit of work, though.
That's one of those pine martins.
Yeah, Can I roll a survival check?
I'm going to spend the rest of the evening.
I'll give it to Michaela.
I'm going to spend the rest of the evening having a couple of drinks, and then I'm just going to head on to bed, sleep it off.
Okay.
Before you head up, what do you want to do in the city?
I'd like to go to bed.
What about the city
What city?
that we're heading to?
Korth.
Yeah.
I'd like to accompany Lila and find out
After
next
that, though.
job.
Yeah. Actually, am I aware of any temples to any of the gods in Korth?
There are a few. Are you looking for any particular one, or are you just wanting to
anything
know
I know off the top
generally?
of my head that might be worthwhile visiting?
Since you've already done prayed to a few of the gods, you know that there are temples of Balinor there, temples of a temple of each. Temple of Balinor, Temple of Moradin. Let me see. There's also Temple of Dol Dawn, who is a god of strength and arms, a very well respected one of Karnas, because he is a god of war. So Dol Dawn, definitely a big one. Otherwise, there are smaller churches to a god called the Mockery, another war god, but one of violence generally. And then the Silver Flame is also very prominent here because it's so close to Aundair. Aundair being the country that or one of the closer countries which has a lot more followers of the Silver Flame. And then the spirits, there are elves there that worship the spirits of the past, which is also a pantheon of war. Those are the dominant ones.
It might be a little bit boring, but I wouldn't mind visiting some of the temples there. Apparently super boring.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was trying to go to bed.
All right.
And Avalea told me I might be able to get some Yage vine there.
Really?
If you want to talk to Balinor.
What's Yage? Yeah.
Well, yeah, there is a Temple of Balinor there. Is that where you would secure that?
I mean, that would make sense. I didn't know there was one there. I've never seen a temple to him.
You going to bed? Like bed? So you're not here with us anymore?
I would be kind of now that I started to go and then got stopped.
Yeah.
Right.
Be like kind of looking awkwardly for an exit to this conversation.
I don't want to keep you up.
Are you actually looking for a job?
No, not with the Wayfarers.
We're always recruiting. There's like a 6-month probation, and you'll have to deliver some letters.
Have you heard of an MLM?
No.
In her drunkenness, Lila says, "Oh, a millum."
What?
Yes, that. Okay, look it up. It sounds like that's what you're spruiking right now. Good night. I will find my own job.
All right, Kalani.
I prefer something lower key. Thank you, though.
Where am I going to look it up?
I don't know. Maybe we can research it tonight.
Look out for a guy named Google. I will look at Lila and noticing how drunk she is, I'll be like, do you think it's time for you to go to bed? If you need some assistance, I can take you.
Many lovers more.
Okay, I'll
Many lovers
I'll make
more.
sure
That
she
sounds
gets to
dark.
bed nicely. And I'm gonna help her up if she lets me and
No,
take her off
Mum,
to bed.
Mum, not again. I want to stay up late.
Gross. And
Yeah, good luck with
probably
that,
the
Kalani.
last thing you would hear if she comes along.
You're
with
the
me.
most important
Going to
adventure in this group
shepherd.
right now.
Shepherd.
Thank you, Kailani. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you, Kalani.
Good night, Mum.
Good night.
You head to bed.
Shepherd.
And you put her to bed without
Putting
a
her
problem.
into her own room and then see you the fuck later.
Okay,
I will close her door if she has one behind her.
cool. Alrighty. As you head to your bed, what
To
are you
woo?
three? You woo? What are you three doing?
All right, I think that's enough for tonight. What did you get out of the longitude and latitude of the letter?
Same thing as you did. Far to the north, way off my map.
Why
I
there?
assume it's the Undying Court.
There though? It's after he mentions that the Undying Court is from that side of the map is way further south, right? Or off the coast of
The Undying Court's where Maury's from. Aranel.
yeah, that's down the bottom, isn't it?
That's a different continent.
Yeah.
No, north. Is that south?
No, south. Out of character. It's south, isn't it? I don't have it on my core map. Or is it
Zendrick.
Zendrick's on the far left.
Yep.
And then Aranel's below.
From what Maury
Is it
has
Largo?
been saying, it's north.
Oh, so it's further up.
Yeah, I assume it's his house.
That makes sense.
Make a survival check.
A disadvantage because you've been drinking.
Whoa, I've been educating.
If we're talking about it and trying to suss it out, can you
Basically
actually take
disadvantage.
advantage? Because it's two buddies.
If you've been drinking, then no, it's a straight roll.
No, I've been drinking.
We have all been drinking.
Yeah,
Not in real life.
that's an 8.
An 8?
No, not at all.
It's
No, I haven't.
you've done a lot of reading, and it just hits you now. It just hits you now that Aranel is, well, should be from maps that you've seen, should be absolutely located in the southeast of Corvair.
That doesn't make sense. Not right now, anyway.
Maury has been talking to you all this time so far about him coming from the north of Corvair.
Maybe my map's upside down. I'll have to check that again tomorrow. But yeah, Demon Wastes.
Well,
We still have to try that spell as well.
good spell.
The life-sustaining spell that they taught us.
Lila did eventually teach you both that spell, and now
Yes.
together you can cast it.
Yes, we'll try that. We'll try that out. I feel like to test it will be incredibly dangerous, and then to try it out for the first time will also be incredibly dangerous. There's not really a way to.
Do we know if it would work on animals?
Whoa, bruh.
We'll ask Kalani to find us a griffin. All right.
Yeah, okay.
What do you think about this whole kill Volan thing?
Should we were just gonna not do that? Just shirk our duty.
Do we even know where he is, or they are?
Yeah. That's according to Avalea, he's one of the 12. They're where we're going.
Yeah, so he said destiny will reach, will direct us into his path, and then we'd do it. So if we ever run into him, we just don't kill him.
But apparently he was also a necromancer at some point.
We've all done a bit of necromancy at some point.
Have we?
Those with magic, especially this guy. Yeah.
Good necromancy.
Yeah.
Cure wounds is a form of
Yeah, it's all necromancy.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
positive necromancy.
Just because you glow it up doesn't make it not necromancy.
Tell me that next time I heal your wounds.
I'll be like, thank you for the necromancy.
Well, I mean, what you feel as though she is a good person, yes?
Yeah, but I don't know. I make a lot of mistakes with that sort of stuff.
And what do we know of this other member of the 12?
That he's the secret communications guy. It's from House Civis.
And why would she be so upset mentioning his name? So much so to entrap
She.
Maury in a...
Well, that was probably on me, but I don't know. Her reaction was very strong.
Well, I mean...
I thought to her, because Maury was talking to someone and then suddenly wanted to leave as soon as that name was brought up. I thought maybe he was already talking to that guy.
You like the 12? Have you read any stories about infighting? Is that something that happens?
Yeah, man. It's definitely something that happened. One time, remember that time I told you about one time one of them in-fought and killed all the rest of them except for Izo? Killed a bunch of them.
Are you like a big fan of theirs or something?
Nah, it's just like world history.
Have you got action figures of them in your room?
Hey.
Back in where it is you're from?
Yeah, no.
Little posters on your bedroom walls.
No, that would all be taken down.
Hey, if we're gonna get on an airship, are you gonna try burn it down like you did that boat?
No, goodness, no.
What's your story there?
We were on a boat, and I was asked to deliver a letter to the boat, along with some other folk that I was gently adventuring with. Not dissimilar to yourselves, actually. Not dissimilar to yourselves.
That makes me even more concerned you're going to burn down the airship while we're on it.
I tell you this, everybody survived that I was with.
What's worse? Burning a ship in the sea or an airship?
Airship? By a long way?
Yeah.
Because a ship floats in water, which extinguishes flames, whereas air...
Well, you could still swim, right?
Air does the opposite. Yeah.
You can swim.
So. Yeah, I can. That's a fair question to ask, actually. I'm a dwarf. I live in the mountain. Live underground. But yeah, no, I can swim. Yeah.
I don't know. Never tried.
You never tried swimming?
That's no then.
Yeah.
That's a no.
Oh my god. I should teach you how to swim too.
That'll be a lot easier. That's fine. Well, I am going to get some sleep because I'm tired. Sleep well.
Yeah, it is about bedtime now. Kalani had a good idea. All right.
You individually slowly get up from your bench seats and head off to your rooms.
Did Lila leave her stuff on the...
No.
She picked it up? Yeah, okay.
You good? You got something in your eye?
No, I'm good. As you...
Worried then, you're like doing this.
As you all head in for some shut-eye, you get given a little candle in which you can light or no during the evening. A little bit of food for supper if you needed it, and some water.
I'm gonna leave my candle burning in the night.
Cool.
We shouldn't do that in an airship.
We're not in an airship yet.
Bad idea.
As you sleep, you all have one dream. This dream has a figure above your heads as you're sleeping and you look up. And this being doesn't seem to reveal who they are to you. The robes are white, and the face is kind, but it is nondescript. You don't recognize the face, as they say in a slightly angelic voice. Du final, berethun yul. Aquethimaron, Trenele, Athuk, Krun Belin. And thus you awaken,
Long old rest.
Yeah.
long rested.
And leveled up.
No.
And no other words, as though a weight has been lifted from you. You don't recall, though at the back of your mind, a nagging feeling as though you were struck down for a day. The word that you had thought, no longer there. The curse lifted.
Not decursed.
Nice.
We feel that there's something that's been lifted off our shoulders.
You feel lighter, and the word, you just don't remember what it was. But you don't feel anything but a bit happier, a bit less worn than when you did have the word in your mind.
But we don't remember what our words were.
Oh, yes, you do.
We do?
You do remember. Sorry, you do remember what they were, but they don't seem to be nagging at you and have that
Right.
feeling being in front of you at all
Cool.
anymore.
It's not like in our eyelid anymore, or
Nope.
is that still there?
Nope.
Oh, so it's
Gone.
it's obvious to us that something's
Just a
changed
memory.
overnight. Yeah. Okay.
As you
Sweet.
come to realize what that means, and as the day is bright as you take breakfast, you are led with a guard of dwarves, Finkel at the front, to accompany you for now. Lila in tow, though a bit worse for wear, to the airship, the Cloud's Fury.
Do you have a question?
Mhm.
Who else of the dwarves that we've met is on this ship?
No others.
Fuck yeah.
Poor dwarves.
Finkel won't be accompanying you either, but you can see a train of different tradespeople, carts that are already loading up the airship as you see it from a distance. And though you think that it's as big as it could be, as you get closer, it just becomes more massive. This behemoth of a ship in the air, what looks to be masses of nets around to save one from falling, and what look to be these, for the first time, ridiculously long, large metallic barrels which resemble your musket. About 4 of them per side. The Cloud's Fury in front and Korth beyond. And we'll leave it there for the evening.
Bada bing, bada boom,
Well done.
motherfucker.
Nicely done. Excellent. Hey, we're going to raid this person.
This person.
Hey, in the meantime, thank you,
This
Liam Draws
person.
and Hello Breen, for the
Yeah.
raids. Really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you. That's super
Thank you
kind.
for stuck around as well.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you
If you
for...
like us and you live in Queensland, come check us out on April 13th at
Yes.
Supernova,
Yeah, yeah.
Supernova
Convention
Gold
at
Coast.
Gold Coast,
Boom.
where you can play D&D, but you roll for us.
Yeah.
April.
Come and say hi.
Yeah.
Tell us you were
Next
watching.
month.
Next month, yeah. So, yeah.
Tell us you were here. Okay, Fat 90s guy, enjoy. See you all soon.
Bada bing, bada
Thank
boom.
you.